So in love, the preacher's face turned red. Soon everybody knew the thing was dead. He shouts, she bites, they wrangle through the night. Yeah, she go crazy. Got to make a getaway. Papa say, no hesitation. had my way, I would move to another lifetime. I'd quit my job, ride the train through the misty nighttime. I'd be ready when my feet touch ground, wherever I come down. And if the folks will have me, then they'll have me. Any world that I'm welcome to, I say. Any world that I'm welcome to, any world that I'm welcome to is better than the one I come from. I can hear your words when you speak of what you are and have seen. I can see your hand reaching out through a shining daydream, where the days and nights are not the same, captured happy in a picture frame. Honey, I will be there. Yes, I'll be there. Any world that I'm welcome to. Any world will do. Any world that I'm welcome to. Yes, I'm talking about any world. Any world that I'm welcome to is better than the one I come from. I got this thing inside me that's got to find a place to hide me. I only know I must obey this feeling I can't explain away. I think I'll go to the park, watch the children playing. Perhaps I'll find in my head what my heart is saying. A vision of a child returning, a kingdom where the sky is burning. Honey, I will be there. Yes, I'll be there. Any world that I'm welcome to. It's no lie. Any world that I'm welcome. Yes, I'm talking about any world. Any world that I'm welcome to is better than the one I come from. Is better than the one I come from. Is better than the one I come from. Any world that I'm welcome to. There's no lie. Any world that I'm welcome. I got to move on now. Any world that I'm welcome. Any world will do. Any world that I'm welcome to. Any world will do. Any world that I'm welcome to. Any world will do. Any world that I'm welcome to. Any world will do. Any world that I'm welcome to. Any world will do. Any world that I'm welcome to. Any world will do. Any world that I'm welcome to. Any world will do. Any world that I'm welcome to. Any world will do. Any world that I'm
Testing. 1, 2. Testing. Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. We're glad you made it here tonight because you're gonna miss out. You can tell your friend tomorrow that they're gonna miss out on a damn good thing we're gonna give you tonight. Yeah, right on. What we're gonna give you tonight, it'll be down to the nitty gritty. Yeah. You can tell all your friends way over in hell, I don't care. You can tell them in over in Watts. You can tell them you can tell them tonight that Santa Monica had been definitely set on fire. And they met out on a damn good thing. the best thing ever happened to Santa Monica is going to be here tonight. Yeah. And you can also, all you little old pretty one, if he ain't here tonight, you can tell him forget it too, you know, because Mr. Whatever is here tonight. He gonna get down tonight, brother. He gonna get with it. He gonna give you something that Santa Monica that never had. If it good to you, it gotta be good for you. Right on. Yeah. And one thing I can tell you, brother, he is here tonight. Mr. Magnificent One is here. The beautiful one is here. And you little old pretty one here too. You know, whatever. Here is the magnificent one, the one and only one, Mr. Stilly Danny, whatever.
That's such a great intro. It doesn't get much better than that.
Not bad. Not bad. Oh, wait, where's my microphone? Holy crap, I don't even know where that thing is.
I
I gotta find it.
gotta
I don't
find
even
a-
know where it is. It's way over there.
It's somewhere in earshot because we do hear you looking for it.
Oh, let's see.
Uh-oh, can't find my glasses.
Well, I don't know. I have it way over there in the corner. The
Yeah.
the cable I have it is like a 4-meter cable on my freaking microphone. So
Yeah, no, it was just kind of making me
Yeah.
think of those like Scooby-Doo moments where Velma's looking for her glasses.
oh yeah,
floating around.
well yeah, yeah. Poor Velma.
But anyways, yeah, that is a great way to open the show right there.
Was that the Dingling guy?
No, that was Jerome Anaton. Steely Dan hired him to drive their truck, and he proved incapable of it for obvious reasons from the way he was talking on the intro there. I think you can figure out.
He sounded completely sober, Gators. I don't know what you're talking about. He did not sound inebriated at all.
Well, apparently the straw that broke the camel's back was when he got stopped driving the truck at nighttime in the rain with the headlights off, and when they pulled him over, they found he had two 15-year-old girls in the cab with him. So that's when they decided, no, you can't. You can't drive our truck anymore. But we like you, so why don't we just keep you on to introduce us?
The problem is he wouldn't have gotten pulled over if he has the lights on.
Yeah, if he just put the lights on, it would have been fine.
I mean, honestly, anybody's gonna drive in the rain with your lights off.
Fine.
Actually, I think your car automatically turns the lights on if it's raining now.
You
Turn the
know,
windshield wipers, the lights turn on automatically.
he was being a
don't they?
good Samaritan, helping out two young teenage girls in need of a ride.
They're 15. That's creepy.
That is creepy.
Yeah.
That is. Hence the sarcasm.
I mean, I hung out with 23-year-olds, but that's not as creepy.
That's a lot of 3-year-olds.
No, 23 Gators. Not. I have hung out with 23-year-olds before, if it helps, but that's because I've been in a daycare before. So.
Daycare, yeah. That would
yeah.
describe a daycare right there.
Yeah,
is
pretty much,
what that
pretty
would.
much.
23-year-olds.
I don't think there's 20. I think there was like 13. I think with a certain number you have to have an extra license to do it or something.
I see.
But
Yeah.
that's how that goes.
So I don't see a response from Brian on the line. So, Brian's in here the past few weeks. You were off, and now you're here. So where have you been, man? How's it been? What you been up to?
Well, I went and saw Lilo on stage class Monday. That's where I was.
Oh,
Yeah.
cool. How was it?
I went with my niece because they were back, and yeah, it was fun.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I went with her, and then her friend showed up, and then about 6 of her friends showed up. So we took up 2 aisles and watched Lilo on stage. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I don't have to go into the office tomorrow.
I'm
'cause,
sorry.
no, that's a good thing. I hate going into the office. I like
Oh.
staying home, and I went into the office twice last week.
Does Dune know about this?
No, but I don't work
Hey,
for
Dune,
Dune.
Gator's being lazy, not going to the office again.
Yeah, and Dune can take his opinions and share them with whoever he wants to because it's a free country. So no, but
Well, there's a show Sunday, so it's okay.
yeah, where we tiptoe around the topics.
It's okay.
We had some fun tiptoeing yesterday, is what we had.
I didn't get the whole show. I was napping, so.
Oh well, we
I
knew
had
it
a
was off to a
2-hour
great
nap,
start
so-
when I opened up with Edwin Starr's big hit for the opening song. What's that?
So my 2-hour nap was justified.
What's a classic song?
That's a classic 2-hour nap.
It was a top 10 hit in 1970. I mean, it was.
Oh, I was not alive then.
Oh well, neither was I, so it's okay.
Okay, there you go.
And in a few years, we won't be alive. Well, who knows? It's still,
Yeah.
yeah. Well, tomorrow's never guaranteed.
Yeah,
but,
in a few years we still won't be alive until 1970, so it's fine. Sounds good to me.
Mars to the rescue.
Yeah, what?
You're absolutely right. No, so what happened is Saturday morning, Kristen said, I think I got a cold coming on. And I'm like, well, I think we still got some coldies in the medicine cabinet, so why don't you suck on one of those and let me know if you need any. Oh, that reminds me, I need to order more Dayquil. Oh my God, I need to order more Dayquil.
Dayquil?
She doesn't take the NyQuil. She only takes the Dayquil.
Well, NyQuil doesn't put me to sleep.
NyQuil-
I sat there in bed, waited for 4 hours. I'm like, this stuff ain't working, man. I don't know. So I went to bed on my own.
The problem with Dayquil, I like NyQuil. It puts me right. It knocks me right.
No, it doesn't touch me. Dayquil doesn't touch me either. Last time I had Dayquil and NyQuil, I did the generous supply when I had the COVID. But
No,
and screw the cup. Screw the cup. You just take a big ass swig out of the bottle. That's your bottle. That's what you got. You got. I had 2 bottles each. I just took swigs of them. That's all.
Did
Did you measure them out? Did you measure them in a cup?
No, I take the gel caps.
Oh, I drink it.
Oh, that stuff tastes like ass.
What? Actually, it wasn't that bad. You just sit there and
Well, some
what did I
people
have?
like
What did I have? I had the first bottle. The first NyQuil was blue, and the second one was green. And I guess there's a cherry, but I didn't find the cherry.
You know what? I'm looking for Dayquil on Amazon, and I can't find Dayquil
Oh, they won't
by
send you
itself.
Dayquil on Amazon.
They will,
Will they?
yeah, but
Oh.
not by itself. I see. I get the generic Amazon branded stuff. Amazon now has their own generics of everything.
Amaquil?
Yeah, the Amazon daytime cold and flu, let's see. Oh, here we go. Vicks Dayquil cold and flu, non-drowsy. 1 day free delivery tomorrow. Oh, there we go. That's what we want. We want free delivery for tomorrow. And then I need to get some Advil Duo or something like that. Or
I don't know. I don't take Advil.
Advil Dual Action, I think, is
So is Kristen feeling okay now? She said she had a cold.
well, she said she felt a cold was coming on,
Okay.
and then by Saturday evening she was saying, "Do we have any more COVID tests?" So I got Amazon to overnight deliver some COVID tests.
Oh.
And you know how that works.
You got the little science lab kit going on in the corner. You pour the stuff in the little tube and you shake it all up and you look and you wait 5 to 10 minutes and you look and oh my good little science.
Well,
test.
you know what the outcome is when she sets the timer, she hits start, and then about 15 seconds in, she says,
Yeah.
"Well, I guess I don't need the timer anymore."
Yeah, that's how it was. It was all of a sudden, it was like, boom. My sister was just a set, because my sister did, because, I can't see it. I think there's an accessible version of Bluetooth now. I don't know. But she goes, okay, let me do that. So I did what I needed to do, and she looked at the thing, and she goes, okay, I'll be back at, oh, you're positive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, that it lights right up.
It lights
there's
right up.
right
Right
the
there.
fuck up.
Does she have the one where if they had the new one, the new version? Apparently, they call razor throat because it feels like there's razor in the back of your throat.
That's
I haven't
what
gotten
she.
that one.
Yeah, she said she was reading that too, and she does have the sore throat. So yeah,
The one
she has.
I had felt like there was razor blades all down my throat.
Well,
And then I coughed and coughed, and then I coughed out this. Then I hawked out this giant rubber thing out of my throat, which I think is probably a layer in my throat, whatever. But I choked on it and I spit it out, and I'm like, oh my god, what was that? I look at like this just big long piece of rubber or something in there, and I'm like, oh. And then a couple hours later, I'm like, wow, my throat feels way better. What the hell? And I just kept taking it for because this was a week before my vacation last year.
Ooh.
Before my vacation.
Well, this is a
North
week
Carolina.
before my vacation too. So let's hope. Well, here's the thing. I'm feeling a slight tickle in my throat because I thought we were doing good at not catching it because I didn't have symptoms and she's had it for a few days now and she's been sleeping in her bed and we've not been hugging and
Did you lick
kissing.
the same spoon that she used? Did you
No,
lick
no.
Okay, good. Did you find
Actually, and also I prepared dinner tonight so that
Oh.
like I would eat food that she wasn't. But although if she put it in the oven, it probably cook off whatever COVID got on it. But still, we ordered dinner yesterday. She's been sitting kind of further from me in the living room, so we've kind of been trying to keep a little distance. But we're also living in the same house together, so it's a little hard. So I feel a slight tickle in my throat, and I don't know if it's still like the cough that I have periodically from the blood pressure medication, which I just switched a few days ago, so I still have to give that time to work its way out, or if I am now coming down with COVID. I tested this morning, and I tested negative because I'm supposed to go into the office tomorrow. And social policy and work policies have relaxed. To the point that, like, if you test negative and you don't have symptoms, if you've been exposed to someone, that's not a stay home situation anymore. It's probably a mask recommended situation. So my thought was, hey, if I still test negative tomorrow morning, I'll just have to put on a mask and come into the office. So this morning we had our little morning meeting, and I tell the boss and the team, like, hey, wife's got COVID. I tested negative this morning. I'm going to test again tomorrow. I expect to come into the office tomorrow as scheduled with a mask, but I might be texting you in the morning that I tested positive. And my boss said, just stay home. Don't break it in here.
Yeah, I understand that.
Because my boss's boss,
Oh,
she's
look at that.
she's very, cautious. To the point where if I came in and she found out that I was in contact with someone with COVID, she'd be locking herself down in her office and sending me off to lock myself in the lab and trying to, But Brian in the house. So on his way here. So, I might be catching COVID, and I will have to take a test tomorrow to
You have
find
more
out.
of the Fisherman's Friends, or which one? You take the other one.
Oh, I got tons of those. I have plenty. And speaking of Fisherman's Friends, we got Brian in the house.
Brian, are you a Fisherman's Friend?
Fisherman's friend? What do you mean?
Oh, we're-
Fisherman's friend.
We were talking about cough drops.
Yeah. That's a cough drop.
You've never had Fisherman's Friend cough
Brian,
drops?
good. You don't need a
cough drop?
Fisherman's Friend.
They're the world's strongest cough drops. I love them.
What?
Wicked.
The ones I like, the ones I got one time. I was at Disney. What was it? 6 years ago now, right? I went to Disney and I had a really bad sore throat, and I was sick. And then I got better. I went to Disney, and my throat was killing me. And so my sister bought me Hall's. What were they? The Hall's watermelon, whatever they were.
The halls of medicine.
No, Gators. I think it was like Hall's Breeze or something.
Hall's Breeze.
Yeah, you're not supposed to chew on those, right? I ate the whole
Right.
pack while we were waiting in line, and my sister goes,
Shoot.
"Oh, I can I have one of those?" And I'm like, "They're gone." She goes, "What do you mean they're gone?" I go, "I ate them. They're delicious candy." And she goes, "Those are supposed to last you for like 3 days." I'm like, "Oh,
Nope.
well, they're
They lasted-
delicious. I don't
They
know."
lasted 3 minutes.
Yeah, 3 minutes. Cause don't give me a cough drop that tastes like candy. I'm sorry, don't do it.
No,
Don't
no.
do it.
Exactly. Get like the ones with the blue pack that.
Oh. I haven't had the blue pack.
That's the ones you see all the. You see the most you see is the blue pack and the cherry.
Ah, yeah.
The blue pack, there's not a lot of flavor in it, and it is kind of strong.
Well, there's what were
Eucalyptus
they?
or something like that.
Not
Eucalyptus.
Ricola. Ricola. what's the one?
Ricola.
Yeah, I don't consider those any kind of cough drop things, or whatever.
I've yet to try those. Oh, they're supposed to be good. I
The
don't know.
lemon, I like the lemon and actually the Ricola, the lemon and honey and eucalyptus one's pretty good.
Mm.
Yeah.
We need to repeat that for him. Ready, Johnny? 3, 2, 1.
Ricola.
Hey, look at that! No delay at all.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Hi, Dune. Hi.
Hey,
Dune.
Dune.
In the house. I'll fix it. What would that coworker that I'm so impressed with do? There, fix it. Which one? He's impressed with so many coworkers. I don't even know which coworker he's talking about now. But all I know is
It's a good line, though, I think. Maybe it is just a line.
all I know is I offered to go into the office tomorrow, pending a retest tomorrow morning to verify I'm still negative, and they said no. You stay home. We'll get by without you this week.
We don't want
at the office.
infectious
You
gators.
you work from home all week. We'll figure that out. So yeah, I don't know, but I got the tickle in the throat. I have a feeling that I'm coming down with it, and hopefully I can get this through my system and get it out of my system before next week, so I can actually enjoy my vacation.
By the way, so a friend of mine, this is totally on the side, just bought a Fender Tele. It's sort of an
that's
acoustic
guitar, right?
guitar, absolutely, and it's an American-made one. And so
Well,
the
Fenders
thing
originally
is
American?
stamped it that is Corona, California,
Okay.
right? And they said that this was a used one, and it's 5 years old. So that makes it either a COVID Corona
A COVID Corona.
or a Corona, right? Because
Well,
that's the
who knows?
coronavirus.
Yeah, I don't know. Now, Dune specifying which coworker he means. Which that coworker did come into the office last Wednesday, like he was scheduled to and supposed to, and yeah, whatever. But he only goes in twice a month, but he'll start going in once a week in the middle of July when we switch over.
Does Dune ever go into the office? He's always on the road.
He goes. Well, he
Yeah, dude. I have a question.
does. Dune ever go into the office?
Okay.
All the fucking time, Brian. What
Okay,
kind of a
okay.
question is
He's
that?
always on the road, though, when we're doing our show.
He's on the road on the weekends, and then he's got to get back into and he's on the road to other offices. He's
Okay,
always in the office.
Okay, that
But he
does
doesn't
pose.
have his own office.
Okay, that does
Right?
pose a
He
question.
does, he does.
Gators, this does pose a question. What is
Yeah.
the ratio from road time in the car to get to the office or get to traveling to other places to work? What is the ratio do you think that is? It's probably about 2 to 5, I guess.
I don't know.
I would
Well,
bet it's about 2 to 5.
Basically, Dune has been going through what we went through a few times with Arco, which was post-merger, a bunch of site migration stuff has to be done.
I don't know if you're doing it all.
And
Dude,
so Dune's been doing a lot of.
Dude.
Dune had to do, apparently that's wrapping up. And I'm going to say no more about any people's professional lives, but
So
Yeah.
he works in the office all the time.
Yeah. No,
I
I would
was-
never. I would never.
I
Yeah.
was checking. Just
Okay,
checking.
okay.
But
This wasn't an
from
insult or
road,
anything.
road travel time to work.
I know you
hours,
didn't
I
mean it as an
question.
insult, but I
Yeah.
think Dude would take it as an insult to question
Oh,
if he's
well,
works in the
well,
office.
Honestly, Gators, and this is the thing. I have a friend that lives in Sacramento, and she takes she takes Amtrak to work in San Francisco every day there and back, which is 4 hours on BART
Oof.
or on Amtrak every day. So work to travel ratio is not the best for her.
No,
Not the best.
Well, there were some people at Tharco that had long commute times driving in from further inland in California, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it was,
the person in payroll was coming from Patterson.
Oh, Patterson, that's quite a ways.
yeah.
I mean, is that 2 hours or 3 hours? It's way the fuck
I would say
out
2.5.
there.
I'll split it. Yeah,
I mean,
right,
hey,
2.5.
for you, that'd be like commuting to New York City, right there, Johnny?
From here, well,
Yeah, from here, of course.
from
Well,
well,
where you are.
I think New York's a bit further than 3 hours. Just a tad bit.
I was just guessing. Okay, Hartford would be 2 hours.
Maybe Hartford. Let's see.
Or Waterbury.
Yeah. Or
Hey, if you go to Waterbury, you can visit my brother because he's not far from there.
well, let's see. So yeah, New York would actually be a 3.5 hour drive. So not
See,
far
that's
off.
Not bad.
Yeah, but with
Okay,
rush
how
hour
about-
traffic, it'd be more like 5.
500.
But
right. How about what did I just say?
and Hartford be under 2 hours. So
Right.
yeah.
But Waterbury. How about Waterbury?
Waterbury. Okay, that would be.
Waterbury is called that because they bury water.
That'd be
don't know why.
2 hours 15 minutes.
Oh, that's not too shabby. So then Torrington.
Touring.
That wouldn't be that wouldn't be that much further.
Okay. Yeah.
You might want to live in Torrington because you'll go, oh, this place is beautiful.
Well, I've passed through Waterbury, so.
Yeah, nothing to
Okay.
speak about. Because they had all that brass, it's called the Brass City because they had a lot of brass works there
Well,
and
isn't-
other industrial sites. So, it's got some.
Isn't Waterbury where that abandoned miniature version of the Holy Land is that has the big cross up on the hill?
Is it?
I'm embarrassed to say I'm not aware of that.
I don't know.
I'll
You're
have to ask them.
You're
I have-
embarrassed to not be aware of that. I'm embarrassed I am aware of that.
Yeah, why are you aware of that?
Well, because I Google things about abandoned places and things like that.
I mean, I watch
have you-
Urbex stuff, but
Have you followed the Dead Mall site?
Oh yeah, I love those videos, especially
yeah.
when they end with
There's
people running from the
videos?
cops.
okay,
yeah.
Videos?
But
Oh yes, tons of them.
okay.
Search
There's a
Dead Balls on
website.
YouTube.
There's a
Okay.
website that lists them all.
Okay.
Deadmalls.com, I think it is.
Okay,
And,
there is a
then you
place.
look at Colorado and the ones that are in the Denver area, whether it's Arvada or North Glen or Aurora, whatever, you'll see a lot of them. And I have worked at a Radio Shack at most of them.
So the great
Maybe
thing
because
about
I
the Dead
was
Malls,
there.
Hmm.
the great thing about Dead Malls are a lot of people walk down the Dead Malls just to do Urbex stuff. Walk down the Dead
Right,
Malls, right?
right,
You
right.
know, there's one place they always know exists. If they walk by a dead Bath and Body Works, still smells as strong as it did when it was locked. No, I watch I can't remember the name of the I think it's like 5 or 6 years this mall's been dead, and they went through this mall, and they go, "Oh my God, the Bath and Body Works just still smells as strong. It's just permanent. It's permanent."
Okay, so
I
there's
think it's
one
the Proper
called,
People or something I watch.
one
They're
called
okay.
Villa
Yeah.
Italia, I think they decided it was closed. They leveled the building.
Mm.
It was
Oh.
closed for about 6 months for asbestos abatement. In fact, I was
Ooh.
at the Radio Shack that was in there. I didn't work there very often. And then you kind of go, I see dust all over the place. And then months later, oh, they're doing asbestos. Shit, that's all asbestos.
That's not good.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, you could spend hours watching Dead Ball.
It's not just Dead Mall. It's
videos.
Urbex. I watch
Yeah.
people go through abandoned nuclear facilities, the old hospitals and stuff
buildings.
that's been closed.
Oh, sure.
Yeah, those
Yeah.
there's some
Yeah.
really,
Actually, yeah,
really
there's
good-
a
yeah.
there's a show that pops up on either Discovery or the History Channel talking about abandoned places. I think
Yeah,
that's what it's called.
Urbex stuff, Brian. If you
Urban
just
exploring.
Google Urbex, you will be gone. I spent like weeks staring at these things, watching these people do this stuff. It's kind of fun.
Sure.
It's kind of like it's kind of mind blowing. And the ones where it's out of country are fun too.
Yeah. So, anyways, Brian, and everyone that listened yesterday, don't blurt out the answer. I got a trivia question for you, Brian.
Yes.
I stumbled
Because you
on
know
this.
I didn't watch yesterday.
Exactly. Because I stumbled onto this fun fact that I had no idea about. And I don't know if this is something that's just well known and I just never paid attention and you'll just blurt the answer right out and go, well, duh. Or if this is actually a fun trivia question. And it's a Star Trek related trivia question.
Yeah. Okay.
What sitcom had in their cast a member of the cast of Deep Space Nine and a member of the cast of Voyager?
Big Bang Theory?
That
No.
was my first guess, actually. That was my very first
Okay,
guess.
do I get 2 guesses?
Yeah, you get 2 guesses. I mean, these are primary cast members for
Sure,
most of the run of
They
the
had a lot
sitcom.
of different, I mean,
They had a lot of guests that came and went,
sure.
but
I
not
mean,
regulars.
Actually, regular. Oh, okay. Because, like, even Shatner would show up in a few.
Right. But those are guest appearances. I'm talking about
Sure,
regular cast
Although,
most episodes.
What's his name? The stupid boy from Next Generation.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody
Oh,
hated
you mean Wesley Crusher?
Will Wheaton.
Wesley Crusher. Will Wheaton. Will Wheaton would show
Aw.
up fairly regularly.
I like
And that
him.
was-
He's pretty cool.
He is cool. His
Yeah.
character was annoying, though.
I had no problem with this.
That's not his fault, you know.
No, I thought he
That's
was a
the
great
way they
character.
wrote him.
Okay, so do you know
No,
the answer,
but-
Brian?
You're gonna have to go back to before they were. It's a sitcom they were in before Deep Space Nine, Voyager. So you're gonna have to think 80s.
Oh shit!
Like, damn.
The 80s. If you were there, you don't remember it. No, that's the 70s. The 80s is when the fog was starting to clear.
Exactly.
All right. Well,
Disco had run its course, but not TV shows. What are the TV shows of the '80s that I like? I don't know. I can't even conceive of a person. Oh, that music sucks.
Oh, I like that music.
you don't. But do you know this one?
It sort of rings a bell, but I can't come up with a show. I'm embarrassed.
All right.
Oh,
Well,
see-
I'll tell you what. I should screen share then. Is what I should do because it shows the cast members. And
Oh,
so,
absolutely. Starting soon.
Not
Starting
again.
soon, the
Not
video.
this time. Starting now.
Yeah. When I saw that, I said, I got to say it, right? Still no video.
Still no video? I'm seeing the video on the thing. You don't see the video?
No.
Do you see an orange traffic cone?
No. I just see the standard background that you use with the starting soon.
Oh, okay. It's
But
showing
without
me
those
it.
words. Damn.
All right. Let's try this again. Share screen, window, VLC media player. Do you see an orange traffic cone?
Yes.
All
We're
right.
winning. We're winning this time. The White House. Benson. and,
Yes. That's the name of the show.
What's his name? Oh, Benson.
Benson. You don't remember the show Benson?
I can't say that I watched it.
I watched it. It wasn't my favorite. It was 80s. It was a long time ago. I think I watched cartoons instead.
Is that a Star Trek cast member?
Not yet. I'll point him out.
I know. No.
There's Neelix from Voyager,
Oh, okay. That's a good one. That's a good one.
and then there's
Oh, yeah.
Odo from Deep
Odo.
Space Nine.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I actually kind of watched.
I
watched
never
Odo
caught
and
much of
Double
Odo
Fine
was in it. I
He
really-
was on Boston Legal for one. He was the lawyer that tried to keep control of stuff,
Right.
which of course he couldn't because, Shatner and the other guys, would do what they felt like anyway.
Right. So you did, even when we told you the answer, you or when it popped up on the screen, you still didn't recognize that as a TV show.
No, I knew it was a TV show.
You did
I
know
wasn't
Benson.
100% sure that Benson was the name of it though.
Oh,
Even they showed me Benson as the character.
even the big title, the first thing they say is Benson. You're like,
was that the title?
that was the.
name
You're
of
like, was that the?
character,
Is that the title?
or just the character's name? Which it was, right?
Benson in the super terrific Benson show.
That sounds about right.
Yeah, that sounds about right. You know, that's a show that I've heard that theme song and I knew the name of it, but I never watched an episode in its run. In its 7-year run, I never watched an
7
episode.
years.
Yeah, that show lasted a while.
It lasted longer than the original Star Trek.
But it did not go on to live a long life in syndication like Different Strokes or Facts of Life or Cheers or Friends or Home Improvement. You know, those shows just got rerun to death, but Benson, not so much.
Yeah, sometimes you wonder why not? Why some shows don't get shown?
It probably has to do with the business behind the scenes, you know?
Oh, well, for sure. But you wonder why.
Yeah.
Why would the business oppose going into syndication?
Well, I don't
Like, dude, I like money.
I don't know it's that they opposed it or that they just didn't hit
Or
the
couldn't
right
get a
deals at the right
Yeah.
time at the right place. You know, it's yeah. I guess it just didn't prove popular
Have you
enough.
searched for it? Like on Roku or any other streaming service that posts all these different shows.
Well-
and tells you, oh yeah, we don't do this one, but Acorn does or whatever.
Well, there's one of the Amazon streaming services, streaming channels that streams a lot of rerun
Freevee.
programs. Sometimes shows some
Freevee?
Benson Freevee, one of the Freevee channels. Which some of the
Okay.
Freevee channels aren't exclusive to Freevee. But I don't even know
Sure.
where those originate from, or what's unique, what's not. It's hard to say.
Right.
But one of those rerun channels that shows up in Freevee, which I don't even think it's called Freevee anymore, even though I'm
It's
still
just
using.
Amazon
Well,
Prime Video.
Roku still has a Freevee channel.
Tubi might have it as well. Tubi
Well,
is pretty good for that.
I like Tubi too.
Yeah.
I'm
Tubi as
still
well.
I'm still using the Freevee app, but I've noticed channels the way those channels work is that they have like a countdown timer video that will play if no ads load, because they have placeholders for ad breaks. And I found that usually when I would start using the app, I'd get the placeholder, but then as it collected data, it would start showing me ads. Well, the ads have disappeared, and I've noticed that if some of them have a placeholder that used to say Freevee that now says Amazon Prime Video or something like that.
Oh.
And I feel like that I'm using an outdated app that's broken and not loading ads anymore, and just giving me the countdown clock.
Amazon Prime
Mine
Video
still
has
works.
a lot of that
Yeah.
stuff on it now.
Well,
Gators.
it works, but it
Yeah.
doesn't work to load ads in the ad break. It just gives me the generic placeholder loop. So
I never see that.
So
Well,
it's-
you switch from Roku to who did
no,
you?
I'm on Roku. I'm on Roku
you're on
using the
Roku.
Freevee app.
Oh, okay.
But for some reason, my Freevee app doesn't load ads. It just gives me the countdown clock with the placeholder loop.
Interesting.
But
How long does the placeholder play?
it varies from channel to channel. Some channels have
So it'll stare at you for the 30 seconds or whatever,
it'll
or
well,
more.
Well, yeah, it'll well, maybe we can bring one of them up and see if we could get an ad break. You know, watch this be the one time we can't find any ad. Usually, I bring it up and I'm always finding fucking ads that I
I
have
do
to wait
find,
through.
by the way, some shows on Freevee that aren't on Amazon Prime, and that doesn't make much sense.
There's also Pluto. There's a bunch of other streaming ones that do it.
Yeah,
Tubi has a
I've
live
done-
section now. Who else? There's a couple of them.
Okay, no, Alf's starting a new episode, so it's not a break. It's the opening credits.
Oh.
Well, maybe after the opening credits, it'll go to a break loop or
Yeah, why
Nope.
don't they ever give you... Yeah.
Nope. All right, we'll try a different channel. Let's see what's another one that gives me the ad breaks frequently. God, I can't even find which channels I watch because it's such a long list of it presents them differently on the website than it does on the app too. So I never know what I'm gonna. Oh, let's see. Maybe this one. Nope, that's a TV show, not an ad. Look at me flipping through channels looking for ads. Usually
Yeah.
it's
Right.
the opposite.
You're like, "Ugh, I don't want that ad.
So
I gotta go. Hurry, come on.
So I had a Myth TV.
Okay.
Actually, I had two of them set up, Linux boxes, and so you could record shows. This is before HD. I didn't upgrade to HD and buy new hardware.
Mhm.
And one of the things you did is you click this button after you got the program, and it would tag all the ads, right? And
Right.
then, like you're going to watch the Super Bowl, I'm not really interested in the game. I'm interested in the Super Bowl ads.
Yeah, that's the only thing
So
I
you'd
watch.
flip the switch and just watch the ads.
Oh, good.
There you go.
I approve of that.
Yeah, so you could toggle the ad thing.
Well, what
That
was
was
it?
cool.
What was the DVR that had the ad break feature built into it that got sued?
No, I don't know.
It was TiVo, wasn't it?
Yeah, that's right, TiVo.
Oh, yeah.
And
yeah.
then I think TiVo tried to transition from a product that works for the life of the product to a monthly service that you have to pay them to continue using it.
But if you had the unlimited, you kept the unlimited.
Right, but the unlimited worked as long as the TiVo box worked because then they'd stop repairing the TiVo boxes. And so there were people that were figuring out how to service their own TiVo
Yep.
boxes to
Yep.
keep them living,
Right.
to
Yeah, because
keep
they would
the...
sit there. They would get they would, as they called it, bless the hard drive. That's what they used to say. They would they would buy a new hard drive, and they would say, basically, you pop a new one, and you basically format it and put a new image on it the right way. You stick it in, and it would start working again. Because a lot of people would take those 10 gig drive. They buy this really cheap one with the lifetime, and then upgrade the 10 gig to
Right.
the terabyte or something like that. And people are still using them. People are still using the TiVos. They were great boxes.
Now, Dune asks in, is this like a cable box type thing for cord cutters? I think TiVo predates the term cord cutter.
Yeah.
And although TiVo would work with an antenna, I do think that it also worked with cable boxes. I think that this predates...
It did.
This predates the era of cable offering DVR services as part of their package.
It supported
Yes.
cable card. So,
You had to record off of the cable or off the antenna.
well, do you remember the cable cards remember the cable cards, Brian? Cable card was like a little PCMCIA slot, and you would put the card in there from your cable company. It would have the little coax on the end of it. You plug that in, and you'd say, "I have a cable card." It'd automatically recognize it, and that would be your cable box. It would do it that way.
Oh no,
Yeah.
I wasn't aware of that.
A lot of over the air the home run system from Silicon Dust used to have cable card support and stuff like that.
Right.
So
Yeah.
Yep.
So, yeah. But now Dune writes in, I remember Satellite having a card. Well, I remember...
oh yeah, they did, and people would hack them,
I-
and then they'd get them blown up.
I remember when Satellite was trying to play the game of giving the first one for free and then jacking up the... all my friends that were older than me when I was post-college before moving out, there was this period of time where they all started getting these satellite packages with all the channels. And it's because they offered a really ridiculously cheap introductory rate, and everyone signed up for it.
Right.
And then they all didn't redo them. So,
Right.
No,
oh man, I wonder whatever happened with that. Because the Dish and DirecTV, they didn't go out of business, but I don't think they did
I
quite
think
as.
Dish is gonna. Is it Dish that's gonna be?
They're
bought
still
out by
around,
some-
right?
No, they're getting bought out. They're getting bought
Well,
out.
bought
by
out's not
somebody,
the same as going out of business. It's
I think
but
it's
I guess it
Direct-
kind of
Direct
is.
TV, I think, was DirecTV that was bought by AT&T, I think.
That could be.
Yeah, AT&T owns DirecTV, but I think it's still under DirecTV. I think, I want to say Dish is. Did Spectrum buy them? I can't remember. I think Spectrum might have bought them. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I'm thinking that AT&T decided that wasn't for them.
Oh, for their satellite service? Yeah.
So, anyways, so this week in Quad, I
Wait,
stumbled
this week in Quad?
this week in Quad I stumbled onto a Quad discovery. And it's not really discovery, it's just more of a, these people are saying these things here, these people did these things there, and I'm like,
What?
are you all reading all this? Have you all talked to, do you all understand what's going on here? And so I had to ask for clarification. So I guess I should, instead of giving vague parts of concepts of conversation, I should actually tell the story. You all remember a radio program by the name of the King Biscuit Flower Hour, right? Brian, why you still got that confused?
I'm looking at
you're Googling.
the DirecTV.
That's the
And
Brian
it
is Googling look.
indicates that it's still owned by AT&T.
Okay.
And here's the thing, and this is what I always thought, is that DirecTV, although initially satellite, but they've kind of gone to a IP-based television service.
Hmm.
Yeah.
And that doesn't surprise me because, like, when you go to Costco and look at their DirecTV and they got a salesman there, they're not selling a satellite dish.
Hmm. Now, Mars is asking, the big question is, do people remember EchoStar? No, I do not.
EchoStar were those. Do you remember in the 80s those massive satellite dishes people
Yeah,
used
the
to have in
big-
the backyard?
was it
the
12
big like
footer?
those
Yeah,
massive ones.
Yeah, I vaguely remember that.
like
It's
the I think they're like 12 or 24 foot.
I remember
long.
seeing those on people's roofs.
Yeah. My
but-
grandpa used to
Or
have one in his
backyard.
backyard. That was you pay for a little bit and you could get any satellite in the sky basically, but you'd have to
yeah,
manually.
you just pointed to the
Yeah. Well, the story I heard
go
about that
outside in
was...
the snow and the rain to push the antenna in a new direction.
Well, the story I remember hearing about that was that a lot of the networks, their feeds, they wouldn't cut to commercials on the satellite feeds. And so for a while, if you had that type of a dish, you could actually see like what was going on the live programs during the commercial breaks. Like,
Yeah. Okay. So,
but
when the
then
guy
they
did
started
something
embedding the
very-
commercials into those streams.
when the guy started doing something very embarrassing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, like if someone like when George W. Bush was wiping his glasses on the producer's coat,
Yeah.
Oh,
Which-
I missed
That was
that.
great.
which Letterman got a hold of that clip and ran that a few times.
Oh, I missed
After-
that. I missed that. I knew someone would get that. Like, yeah. that's a
Speaking
good
of
one.
Letterman, I saw a funny clip of Letterman talking about Bob Dylan. Apparently, and this goes back to when Letterman was still on NBC. They had the 10-year anniversary show, and they did this big show, and they had this Paul Schaefer put together this big super group with a bunch of people, and one of the guests they had on was Bob Dylan to come on and sing like a Rolling Stone. And apparently there was a little bit of a miscommunication or misunderstanding, and when Bob Dylan showed up and they're like, well, here you are and you're going to play with the band here, Bob Dylan was expecting to go up on stage himself and his guitar and play like a Rolling Stone, and he wasn't too happy about having to play with this super group, and he still did the show, but although I guess Bob Dylan never admitted to it, they suspect that explains why he sang the song the way he did. And I do, you can find this on YouTube. I'm just going to go ahead and bring this up because this is just, you can't write comedy this good.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
I gotta find the clip again now. Here it is. There we go, and that's gonna.
Joining Paul and the band now, and believe me, we're lucky to have them, are Roseanne
Not sure.
Cash, Nancy Griffith, Emmylou Harris, Michelle Schacht, and Mavis Staples. Thank you very much for being here.
Not worth sharing? Oh, here it is.
There it is.
And we got it.
Our next guest first appeared on our program March 22nd, 1984. And for all of us, that certainly was a very, very exciting night. It's a pleasure to welcome him back to the show. Here's Bob Dylan.
Yeah, and everyone, you know what? And I bet you this audience didn't even notice the quality of his singing this night. They were just so thrilled to see him live.
My older brother was a huge fan of Bob Dylan, by the way.
Yeah, he's all right.
I mean, everybody's a fan of something, right?
Yeah. All right, so check out these vocal stylings here. This is just, yeah.
What on him? Is he sober?
What's wrong with this voice?
That's the story I'm
The
telling.
lyrics to his own song.
Yeah. Who's he sounding like?
Sounds like he has a stroke. I'm sorry. Poor Bob Dylan.
He's sounding like he's doing it. It sounds like he's doing an impersonation of someone doing a Bob Dylan impersonation.
Exactly. Oh, I wish I could think of who that is, but it does sound familiar. I mean, doesn't Dylan Fagan have the locked in on Jerry Lewis impersonation?
I mean, it just keeps getting worse. It's
You're right, dude. Holy crap. Ow!
Sounds like he just had a stroke. Poor Bob Dylan. Bad for him. You know, everybody in the audience is jamming to it.
no. I know what question you want to ask.
How much did he drink? And what did he drink?
No. The answer to the question is yes. I absolutely did isolate the vocals using AI. So,
Oh, I mean, might as well, right?
in all honesty, it did not need isolating. It's not much funnier isolated because it's already so funny. But you may as well, you know.
You could.
It sounds like
do
someone
your-
punched him in the nose.
You could do your own goofy backtrack.
Did you just say someone punched me in the nose on the street? Is that what he said?
Yow. Bob,
Is he?
he's competing with Bruce Springsteen.
Oh.
You know what? That's what it is. It's someone trying to do an impersonation of Bruce Springsteen and Bob Dylan simultaneously.
Is that
Do
really
you ever watch Graham Norton show?
Yes.
Oh, that's hilarious. I was watching one recently. In fact, I think it's the latest series that's on, I forget, it's Freevee or Amazon Prime, which was like 2017. Okay, a little old, but you know, you get. I love his act where he brings in, you know, his gig where he just brings in all the celebrities at once and let them beat it out. It's hilarious.
You know what? Someone, wait, where is it? Focus Fader has a great idea here. You know how EV cars are pretty silent passing by? This should be the new engine noise. Yeah, because they talk about adding a noise to them. Let's see if we can find a good spot to loop for the new. Oh, there we go. So we'll just. All right, there we go. We're gonna copy that. We're gonna make a new 44.1 kilohertz stereo file here, and we're just gonna paste that about 10 or 20 times. Then we're gonna copy that. We're gonna paste that another like 10 or 20 times. And there we go. Here's our new sound for electric vehicles.
Can you pan that from left to right?
Well, that's actually not what I was going for. I was going for a solid tone. So let me try this again. Let me see.
That's it. Trying to start up.
There it is.
That's better than Spokes, the baseball card and the Spokes sound.
There we go. There we go. So let's give this a try.
There you go. There
If
you
I
go.
get rid of that pulse, though.
See, I have this. Well, it's kind of a looper reverb unit pedal.
Yeah.
Right? And I made one that I really like, and all you do is you plunk some note on the bass, and you capture part of it and clip it off, so it goes
Right.
whoop, 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 whoop.
Yeah.
Wow, very nasally. It hurts my nose. I might have to put my hat back on.
I might have to find like a nice, really small clip to try to get a more pure waveform without a pulse. Maybe something like that. And there we go. Let's do that. Let's copy that a few times. Let's copy and paste that a few times. Let's copy and paste that a few times. Not
See,
quite.
So what you'd want is that type of sound, but have the frequency of the hits based on the vehicle's speed. So when it's slow, it would go whoop 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 whoop. You speed up, you go whoop 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 whoop, and then whoop 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 whoop, and then brrr when you're cruising down the highway, and people would be looking at you like, "What the hell?"
I think I've got an idea here. I think we can.
I want that on my Cybertruck.
Brian, do you have a Cybertruck?
No.
That's good. The rusting and the molding's coming off of it.
I know, it is funny. The panels are falling off
Yeah.
because they use crappy glue.
Oh,
That's what I'm looking for. There we
you
go.
go.
I think I got it to its
Let's
purest
do it. Let's do it.
form.
Do it again.
Oh wait, I think I crashed it. Now if I go to pitch shift,
And then you could use that as your horn.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Although you want one's even more nasally, right?
Oh, yeah, it's like a video. It's like Turbo Racing back in the days, or F1
Well, there's
Racer.
this-
What was that one game? Yeah.
Whoa.
There you go.
And the frequency could change with your speed, right?
Yeah. Wow, you're going super fast with that one. Oh
Wow.
we are on to something here. You can put your EV in Bob Dylan mode.
So
man. Dylan mode. Oh no.
in Monterey, California, there is this little tunnel that's maybe 100 yards long. Dune probably remembers it.
Mm-hmm.
And you know it's the weekend because people, weekend idiots have to honk their horn.
Yeah.
Right.
They have during the week you rarely hear a horn honking, but the weekend, the outer towners go nuts, right?
Right.
So you need something, really squeaky and noise and nasally,
Like we just found here.
yeah, something like that, Nate, or one of those obnoxious little buzzers.
Yeah.
And if
Is
you
that
if you find the right one with this Bob Dylan track,
Bob,
and someone pulls you
what
over and
year was
says,
this?
"What the hell is this?" You go, well, "Don't you like Bob Dylan?"
Dude,
No.
what year was this?
It was like 92, I think.
Yeah, 92.
God.
But But again, I guess you missed the story. What it was is that he was expecting to go on solo. He didn't think he was going to play with this, the super group.
Yeah.
And so what Dave thinks is that was his way of protesting without, like refusing to do the gig when he found out that he had to play with this group that he
Sure,
wasn't too happy
sure.
That
about.
makes him look worse.
Well,
He
yeah.
doesn't look
He
drunk
doesn't
and had a
care.
stroke or something. Poor
He don't
Bob
care.
Dylan.
What does he care? He's
he
got
doesn't
Bob
care.
Dylan money.
Exactly. You do whatever he likes.
If I had Bob Dylan money, I'd go out on a stage in front of 1,000 people and go and collect my paycheck.
Here's the error on Bob Dylan's part.
Okay.
He didn't specify the details of the gig. Okay.
Right. I mean,
So when he showed up and everybody else was there on the stage playing with him, he didn't put that in the contract.
yeah, it was a misunderstanding, and he dealt with it his own way. And you know what?
You can't walk away from it because he signed that probably.
I think everybody's a winner here.
Oh yeah.
Bob fulfilled his obligation,
And,
and,
hey, Bob Dylan, if you're listening,
Dave got a good story
you're
out of
a
it,
winner.
and we got a great joke out of it.
Dave
and we
Letterman, if you're listening to us, that was fantastic.
that was absolutely fantastic. But anyways, going back to my previous question, y'all remember the King Biscuit Flower Hour?
No.
Vaguely. I didn't listen to it very much, but
Okay. Well, Dune wrote in, yes, but I don't know who the biscuit was.
there
Wasn't
was-
it? Wasn't it like live recordings and such? Yes, that's what it was. It was a radio program of live concerts. And for many years, it was presented in SQ quadraphonic sound. And, yeah. So if you had and I think
back
it was,
in 1948. That's fantastic. Oh no, it wasn't that far back.
no, 70s
I
probably.
know.
I think it ran for quite a long, wide range of
Sometime
time.
before you were born, though.
Right. But during a large period of time in the 70s, it was regularly broadcast in SQ quadraphonic so that you could run the broadcast through your SQ decoder and get a quad mix. And I think it was Carmine Rubino that did those quad mixes, if I'm recalling correctly. It's been years since I read about it on the internet. But one of our quad collectors somehow came into possession into a few reel-to-reel tapes of the pre-FM broadcasts of those shows. And he was under the impression that they were 4-track quad masters, pre-SQ encoding. And so he recorded them in as such. And then he sent them to our friend Bob. And he took the 4-channel file. He sent me
Why
a set of the...
Bob?
Yeah, no, the nicer Bob.
Okay, better Bob.
Quad
Okay.
Bob.
Yeah,
Not Quad Bob,
Not
Bob.
Quad Bob.
Yeah.
Oh,
Not-
oh,
This is
Yeah.
SQ Bob.
Quad Bob's the asshole that ran away.
Suicidal Bob.
No.
No, this is
We're
SQ
just gonna
Bob.
call him Bob because I know him as Bob, his last
Bob.
name. But I'm not
Bob.
going to start telling people's last names out on this show.
Okay, Bob.
Oh, I thought Genocide Rob.
No,
That's Rob, not
That's
Bob.
Rob.
no, that's
not Bob.
Rob. That's not Bob. But that's
Okay.
so.
And
Anyways,
it's not Bob the antenna guy.
So for a while, these files have been circulating around under the impression that they were true quad files of the King Biscuit Flower Hour, and I downloaded them. I listened to them. I'm like, these are not impressive. It sounds like I don't even know if I hear a difference between the front and the back channels. But it was just a quick on-the-fly quad mix during a live concert. It's not like they had multi-track masters in a studio to spend time with. So I just figured, well, I guess these are kind of lame and not worth my time. A little curiosity that it existed, but
Well, yeah.
Well, then years pass because I download these, I put them in a folder, I forgot about them, and years pass. And then someone starts asking about King Biscuit Flower Hour broadcasts because there's also radio tapes that circulate around and other recordings. I mean, this stuff exists out there. It was broadcast on FM. People could record them. People have shared tape recordings. You can find a lot of these things out there. It's a little rarer to find the pre-FM stuff, but there's some of that too, like these reels that we had. And so someone questioned something about the quad tapes, and does anyone have those? And this one guy goes, "Oh, here we go again. For the last time, there are no 4-channel masters of King Biscuit Flower Hour. They were encoded to SQ on the fly. There's only SQ encoded recordings. There are no 4-track recordings." And I'm like, hold on. You might think here we go again, but I've never seen this confirmed on the same circles as where they were shared. So I went back to the place where these files were shared, and I started asking, hey guys, are these really 4-track masters, or are these SQ encoded that were confused to be 4-track masters? And sure enough, someone replies there going, yes, they're SQ encoded. So I'm like, all right, well, I got to test this theory because I have them. And sure enough, like the front channels sound exactly the same as the back channels, because it's basically just a 2-track tape that was played on a 4-track head, and 2 parts of the 4-track head picked up the left channel and 2 parts picked up the right channel. And they thought, oh, it's just a very weak quad mix that's mostly double stereo. No, it's just the SQ encoded mix double. So I took the front channels and threw out the back channels, and I ran them through my SQ decoder. And yes, they are actually quad mixes. So that was my fun little discovery this week. So now I'm redoing all these tapes that someone else shared and actually decoding them properly through an SQ decoder and sharing them.
Because nobody had equipment to decode them, right?
Oh, the people in these circles have the equipment. It's just no one actually put it together and did it.
Okay.
Yeah. So some do, some don't. It depends. It's complicated.
You have something to do on your vacation now.
Yeah. Well, I've already worked through most of them. So for example, let's take a look at some of these.
Make sure your SQ decoder's turned on.
Oh no, I already have my I already ran them through the decoder and recorded them decoded, so I don't have to play them through the decoder every time. And so I could share them out already decoded. So I'm just going to go ahead and pull up a file here, and I'm going to pan the fronts to the left and the rears to the right so you can hear in the stereo form the difference between the front and the back. So yeah, it's actually decoding one of the guitar parts, steering it towards the back, and the vocals are mostly in the front. It's a proper quad mix of Aerosmith live in concert.
Nice.
Yeah. So that's been fun. No Bob Dylan though. I do not. I have not found a Bob Dylan.
Hitting the nose of the street. Blah 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 blah.
No, but another one that showed up in the collection is a Santana concert. That's pretty cool. They had a lot of albums done in quad, so to have a live concert of them in quad as well is kind of cool. So that's throwing the flute in the back there. So it turns out that, these files I downloaded some years ago thinking, meh, they suck. It turns out, no, they're cool. They've just been misunderstood. They're not true quad masters, which would be awesome if they were.
Just like all high school students are. They're cool but misunderstood.
Yes. Exactly. Just like Bob Dylan's awful singing in the 90s. Cool but misunderstood.
That is not misunderstood. That's Bob Dylan got hit in the nose and freaking drunk.
So Dude wants to go, is that dude right or wrong? The dude is right. They were not 4-track tapes. They were 2-track tapes, SQ encoded, and they decode out pretty damn good. Dude was right. So golf clap to the dude that said, here we go again. There's no such thing as 4-channel discrete masters of King Biscuit Flower Hour shows. Only SQ encoded.
Okay.
which is fine because I have an SQ decoder. Discrete would be better because, as you can hear, SQ does not perfectly decode, but it's the best we can get, and it's probably better than an FM tape trying to decode because the azimuth on old cassette recorders is probably a little off. But speaking of cassettes,
Oh, what about cassettes?
what about cassettes? Well, it's time again for another fun-filled edition
The
of
Dollar
Dollar
Bin Special
Bin
Day
Specials. Yes.
Oh my goodness, dollar bin special.
Because 2 weeks ago, took a little drive out to the Grafton Flea Market, which is always great fun. Grafton Flea Market is one of those flea markets that the majority of it is people set up outside on tables, and most of the people are not regulars. There are a lot of regulars, but there's a lot of not regulars. And those are the best flea markets. The people that just want to take a weekend to clear the shit out of their house, and there's no telling what you're going to find on those tables.
Gators, I have a question.
What's that?
Any new Bundy Blue IMAX?
No Bondi Blue IMAX. No, I did
Okay.
not buy any new computers in at least a year.
Yes, too many of them.
I think at this point I have 5 Computerland BC-88s in my basement. 4 of them work. So
Oh, nice. You can sell them one day.
some of them even have working hard drives in them.
Nice. Nice. Okay, so you got a bunch of tapes.
Yeah, so I found a table with a cassette box, and I pulled out 5 of them, and he said that'll be $5. So I bought 5, and I have in front of me a cassette deck set up here, so we could hear what I found. What does $1 buy you on cassette these days?
The Doobie Brothers or Lionel Richie?
No Doobie Brothers, but listen to that hiss, that authentic hiss. Yeah, I found an original cassette copy of Asia for $1.
You know what? That's worth it.
That is worth it.
Wow.
This one, yeah.
Listen to that piano playing, man. That's great.
And since it's cassette, not 8-track, Deacon Blues doesn't fade out in the middle and go ka-chunk and fade back in.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, it was a...
Because Deacon Blues did that on the 8-track.
Yeah, I can see that. I never thought about it, but yeah.
Anyways, we're still gonna get
That's
popped
pretty...
for that.
Oh, it's okay. You're
Yeah.
gonna get
That's-
donked at the very beginning anyway,
It's
so...
a pretty good sounding cassette. Yeah.
Yeah, not bad.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's not metal, but, you know.
It's no. This one's not even Dolby encoded. But the next
Okay,
one
Dolby.
is Dolby
Okay.
encoded. So I found another classic. I don't know. Would this still be yacht rock? Probably. So we gotta.
Oh, is it Dude approved?
This tape's definitely Dune approved.
Okay.
It is the most Dune approved tape of tapes.
Oh.
You know, one time my parents got in a little playful back and forth at the dinner table, and you know, it's like, yeah, ask your mom that, ask your dad that, ask your mom that. And so my mom, who had her master's degree, said, oh yeah, well, ask your dad which one of us has more degrees. And so I go, Dad, who has more degrees? He said, I do. He said, what do you mean? He goes, well, I got 2 copy of Boz Scaz Silk degrees. So,
Is that something to tout?
I think it is.
Oh, okay. Dude, you play this on the Fight Hit, right?
Oh yeah. This album makes regular appearances on the
I gotta
5-hit.
I gotta say, I missed the bell, but the big captain's bell he had at one point. But it's okay.
Now, what about you, Brian? You ever have a copy of Silk Degrees?
Nope.
No Silk Degrees. Not a fan of the Boz.
I do not have this.
I think I said last week that I went to a winery concert with Foskaggs.
Oh, that's right. You did.
Wow,
Yeah, I mean, I
really?
enjoyed it, but I don't know any of it, though.
Ah.
Oh,
Well, what? He did Lowdown.
I know, he did a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
yeah.
It's
And
good.
Lido. And,
Right.
I think I had the best of album.
yeah. I
Yeah.
really only like this album.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
It was for $1.
It was $1. Yeah, exactly.
It's a good song. I give it a 6. I give it
A 6. A 6.
Yeah, 6. Yeah, I give it a 6.
And then, of course, there was one tape that it's like, oh, hell yes, I have to buy that. This is a very 90s looking blank. Remember those like colorful Memorex tapes in the 90s that looked like this?
Yeah.
Had the yellow
Those are
J
cool.
card and the
Wait. Was it the color one that was clear color or solid color?
well, they're clear, but then they also have like blocks and shapes of other colors on top of it.
Yeah, it's been a while.
And they were color coded because they came in 60-minute, 90-minute, and 110-minute, and they had different colors of these like shapes on them based on the 60, 90, or 110s. The 110s are great because you can fit a lot on a 110 tape. But the reason I bought this tape, it still has its labels intact. No, that's not why I bought the tape. The reason I bought the tape is because written on the spine here is 45s. 45s. A tape, a homemade tape of someone's 45s.
That's kind of cool.
For $1. Brian, you'd pay $1 for that, wouldn't you? Just to find out what's on it?
Sure.
Yeah. If
So
it
we
just
gotta
says
find
45s, it's like, yeah, I'll buy that.
We got to find out, what 45s this person listened to. And,
Oh, yeah, there's a crackle. Awesome.
it's,
Slowed down version of Doctor Who?
no.
Oh.
It's,
Oh, this song.
Tommy James.
Yeah.
Dragging the Line. Not the best fidelity, but it sounds
It's
very
still
much
fun.
like a tape I
It's still
could have
fun to
made.
see stuff like that. I love
Oh, yeah.
people's mixtapes, yeah.
Oh, yeah. But we'll have to skip around through this.
Oh, you gotta go fast forward.
Yeah. Yeah.
Unless you digitally encoded them, then you don't have to.
I should have.
Oh, you got the super fast forward noise.
Yeah.
Well, I never did that. I just had to push it and you just get the drrrr noise when you go fast forward. That was a good song.
Yellow River. What do you think, Brian? 2 winners? 2 mez? What do you...
Who is this band?
I don't know who did Yellow River. It's not one I'm as familiar with.
Alexa, who sang Yellow River? By Christie, apparently.
Christie. Yeah, there's a band called Christie.
There might actually be one. From the 70s, maybe.
Yeah, no, that's what Google says. It's a band called Christie.
Yeah, that's it. That's what they said. Yeah.
Now, the thing is, this cassette deck should be able to skip by sensing silence, but the person who taped this kept cutting before the fade out completed, so there's no silence between the songs on this tape. So,
Oh, gapless.
yeah.
Nice. Yeah, good song. Yeah. Good song.
Dune wants to know, how much would all those 45s be worth? These sound like pretty well played 45s. They're listenable, but they're not pristine. A lot of heck, I've bought a copy of this 45 for probably $1 or $2.
If you got
at
all
most.
would you rather had all the 45s on this tape than the tape 45s?
I think I have all the 45s on this tape.
Nice.
45s can be had pretty cheap at flea markets.
I don't know. They're getting more
but-
expensive now, Gators.
Not 45s. People really, there's not high demand for 45. Now, there are certain 45s. It depends where you go. Record stores will be selective about their 45s, put them in nice slip cases, and you probably look at it like $5 or something. But even so, there are plenty of $1 to $3 45s to be found. For a while, I've called the 45 boxes at flea markets the new dollar bin. Cheap 45s can be had. Usually they're not in the greatest of condition, but it's fun to go to a flea market, grab 15 or 20 45s, and at that point they might start knocking the price down. You might get 20 45s for $10 at the right
Oh,
table.
good. He's taking them away from us. That's good.
And then come home and play them. But it varies. You know, some tables charge you $2 a pop. Some record stores have bins of the cheaper ones for $3 a pop. $1 to $3 is kind of the range of the cheap stuff. I'm pretty sure if I looked, I could find a copy of this in this condition for $1 though. All right, let's see what else is on
Good
here.
song. It's a good song.
Yeah.
Everybody was dancing in the moonlight.
Oh, there we go. A little Dancing in the Moonlight. Nice happy song.
Everybody here is out of sight, but they don't bark and
Brian, you have any of these 45s so far?
Oh no! My 45s, which are all gone now, I think,
Oh, that's sad.
are very few.
You didn't buy a lot.
I bought some in the beginning because I didn't have the money for albums, and then when I did, then I bought albums. I had a paper out; I could buy an album.
Oh, you could buy more 45s though.
See, I didn't look at it that way.
Yeah.
To me, I looked at 45 as being garbage, which was wrong.
Yeah. I mean, they're
Okay.
very different content. Well, some bands were albums bands, and some bands were singles
Absolutely,
bands.
sure, yeah, sure. Or all the top music that the Beatles or somebody came out with would have an album, and
Yeah.
then they take the popular 40 songs and put them on 45.
Dune writes in, I always like the random story of discovering a dude's garage full of 45s because they worked as the dude that changed out all the jukeboxes, never threw anything away. All right, let's see what else is. Yeah. Oh. Ah, William Devon.
Chicken. Nice.
William Devon, be thankful for what you got. A K-Tel classic.
I was gonna ask if you had any K-Tel on this.
Oh yeah, this song made its way onto a few K-Tel albums. Must have been cheap licensing.
against the white wall. TV antennas in the back. You may not have
Okay.
a car at all.
You remember this one, Brian?
No, who is this?
William Devon.
Yeah, that doesn't ring a bell.
It's kind of a one-hit wonder type of thing, I think.
I mean, it was on K-Tel, so
Do you know
Yeah.
what year that came out?
I'd say 60.
No, this is early 70s. I think it's like 74, 73, 74, around there. It was on K-Tel's Dynamite
Oof.
and a few others.
I never bought anything K-Tel.
No,
To me,
I have a paper route. I could buy real albums.
actually by 74 I did, and I was in college.
Oh, okay.
Do
Okay.
you have a whole Billy bookshelf full of just K-Tel gators? Do you actually just put them in K-Tel section?
I do have a K-Tel section in my record shelf, but it's not a.
Yeah, I looked at K-Tel as been some, cheesy cover band that would do popular music.
Oh no, that
Which
was
was not the
Pickwick.
case.
That was Pickwick.
Yeah, right. Street. And to me, I didn't see the difference.
Spar.
between it, but- right.
Well,
And I
K-Tel
didn't-
was legit, but Spar
I know,
and
I know.
Pickwick, they would hire the garage
You've
band.
been educating me about the music industry
Yeah,
for decades now.
but I could see why you would think that, because after observing that, you just assume that the other ones that look similar are the same thing. So those garbage labels with the cover bands was
I forget.
bad publicity for the whole thing.
Did K-Tel do TV ads?
Oh hell yeah!
Oh,
That's
yeah.
what I thought. That's what I thought.
Oh,
No,
they get some great-
that to me was cheapened by TV ads.
Well, how else would people know about them?
I know it. I know it.
Awesome.
Isn't that? I know the main radio stations would say, "Hey, and this is also available on K-Tel."
Yes.
Well, we got to here. Did they do commercials? Yeah. Not only that.
What, did I open a can of worms or what?
You you opened it up.
Open the whole jar.
Yeah. Let's
Well, my chair here.
let's deep
big
dive
jar.
into that. Dune wants to know what was the ones where you tape pennies. Oh, you're thinking about Columbia House.
Yeah.
That's not compilations. That's, you know,
Those are albums.
those are albums.
Yeah.
And it was the truck drivers that kept them alive into the 80s that would drive trucks that still had working 8-track decks in them.
Kept K-Tel alive?
Well, no, kept Columbia House alive.
Oh, Columbia House.
Well, because Columbia House still issued 8-tracks up into like the mid 80s. And apparently some of the biggest customers were the truck drivers that, you know, would drive a company truck that had an 8-track deck in it still.
You know,
And this
for
way-
a while, you know, you had the Columbia Club, right?
All right.
For a while, I was a member of the Columbia Club for albums. You know,
Oh.
you get the first one for a penny,
Right.
and then you had to buy 10 or whatever.
Oh, no, you got like 10 for a penny, but then you had to buy like another 15.
Whatever it
or-
was,
yeah.
Yeah, whatever the deal was.
But that was Future Me's problem, is what that was. I just take the free ones now.
Yeah,
and
exactly.
yeah. But here's a something you might have seen on TV back in the day.
New from K-Tel's Dynamite, a great new album. 20 original hits, original stars. Paper Late,
The night Chicago died.
George McRae, Elton John,
Get back, Pumpkin.
the DeFranco family,
Darling, save the last dance for me.
Bachman Turner Overdrive. You get the Stylistics, William DeVaughn, Albert Hammond, Gladys Knight, Al Wilson, Lobo, and Terry Jack.
We had joy, we had fun, we had seasons in the sun.
Eric
Wow,
Clapton,
super.
Shot Sharon.
Mixing some
Dealers
cool
will.
stuff with some super
that?
bubblegum.
What's that?
You mix some good classics with total bubblegum.
That's what I love about these albums. It's such a mixed bag.
Right.
It is such a mixed bag.
I mean, XM Radio's classic vinyl, you'll never hear bubblegum,
Yeah.
right? Or the classic rewind, you never hear bubblegum.
But I love the mixture of it. It really kind of has more of a flavor of the time where there was such a mixture of different things going on that got forgotten, perhaps. Here's another one of my favorites.
K-Tel presents Out of Sight, a great new album. Original hits, original stars. Bachman Turner Overdrive. Hughes Corporation. The Times.
You little trust maker.
Kiki D Band. Carl Douglas. You
Kung
get
Fu
Paper Light,
Fighting.
Hudson Brothers,
Yes.
Discotheque,
That's
Taylor
still a
Swift,
joke.
Gladys Knight, Prelude and First Class. Reunion. Superstar Elton John. Get Out of Sight, 20 giant hits by the original stars.
20 giant
$4.99
hits.
from
Kung
K-
Fu Fighting and the Elton John song, wow,
Yes.
they go together like meat and potatoes.
They do. They do.
Like peas and carrots.
That's
We
right.
would like peas and carrots again.
Well, that's right.
Sorry.
That's right. You're observing no animal protein, so it has to be peas and
No,
carrots, right?
I'm
No.
observing Forrest Gump. That's what I'm observing.
We're Forrest Gump. Here, one more classic, another one of my favorites of the era, The Hit Machine.
Here comes the Hit Machine, one of K-Tel's greatest albums ever. 20 original hits, original stars. Maxine Nightingale.
Right, that's where we started from.
Superstar Elton John.
Island girl.
Kiss, Linda Ronstadt, Johnny Taylor, and John Sebastian.
Welcome back.
Hit Machine, the music never
Welcome
stops
back,
with the
Tyler.
fantastic
Whoa.
Chelsea Brothers. Super group of 76 KC and the Sunshine Band. Ryder McLean, Jesse Calder, Rick Springfield, and Rick Dean. Sensational Starbucks. Hit Machine rolls out 20 fantastic original hits. Walter Murphy and the Big Apple Band. Hit Machine, 20 giant hits, all original stars. $5.99 from K-Tel. Take $7.99.
What year would this be? You think
This Hit Machine, I think, is 76, if I recall correctly.
Okay. No Archies though so far.
No, Archies did not make their way onto the K-Tels. But
When I was working at Radio Shack, this kid came in, and he could have been 20.
Yeah.
He came in with a cassette tape, and I don't remember what his issue was. But I looked at the tape, and I go, "Oh, he recorded himself, okay,
Okay.
and he labeled it Archies
Yeah.
with each letter in a different color."
Hey, there you go. That's cool. That's fun and funky fresh.
Dune writes in, I can't
I
find the answer.
scoffed at the idea. Yeah,
Dune writes in, I can't find the answer. What song was on more K-Tel records than any other? That's a good question, and I don't know that I could give a 100% accurate answer.
Well,
okay. Everyone that you played so far had an Elton John song. They were different, but it was an Elton John song. So is that a clue?
I think the most likely answer would be "Get Dancin'" by Discotheques and the Sexolettes. But
Now,
I'm also
that is
not
a name right there.
but I'm not as familiar with the international catalog, and if you take that in, that could possibly alter the numbers. But as far as the U.S. albums go, I'm pretty sure it's "Get Dancin'" by Discotheques and the Sexolettes.
Are you not collecting the international editions of the K-Tel Gators?
Oh, I buy them when I find them, but I don't go out of my way to.
Oh, okay.
And Dune writing in, oh, and for the peeps listening, never ask a record store owner if they have any K-Tel.
Oh, shoot.
Oh, poor dude.
I always kind of hide those in the back of the pile that I bring up on the counter.
Poor-
Let him flip through all the cool stuff. Think, wow, this guy's kind of cool. Oh, and he padded it out.
Yeah. Like, oh, K-Tel. There's one song, you know.
The thing is, though, is I think I've found at least one K-Tel record. I've not bought them all because I don't rebuy all the ones I already have. But it's not hard to find K-Tel at record stores. It's not like they shoo them away. Actually, they are, I think. I mean, all vinyl's going up. So it's not like...
Sure.
I'd say that...
So finding one at $5.95, like that last ad that you played,
Yeah.
not going to happen, right? It's going to be more than that.
I don't know.
$5.
$5... No, I'd say they start at like around $5. It used to be you could find them for $1 or pretty easily.
Right.
But $5 is
Coming
going to be
up.
more your average.
But coming up, so if you see it for $1, just buy it, right? Because
If you want it.
the price will be a,
So we should find out what else is on this tape.
Oh, what's on that 45?
Yeah, let's see. Let's see if we got any more K-Tel classics on this tape.
This is like my favorite song.
So did you have the album? Or did you actually have the 45?
Yeah, it was after I was doing 45. I don't recall if I had the album or not. I might have not just been able to find that song on available.
Do you know what his follow-up single was? That I don't know if it charted, but do you know what the follow-up to this song was that he released?
No, I don't.
Devil
You're gonna
Whip
blow
Down
my
to Georgia?
mind. You are about to blow my mind again.
I'm about to blow your mind again. Yeah, I need to find it
I
now.
also like the low kind of synth sounds that come along.
Yeah,
I just love it.
it is a pretty good song.
This might have been the thing that back in my mind said, you got to play the bass and you got to play the right thing, which I haven't done yet.
Oh. You should play the bass on it,
I
Brian.
play mostly blues, so blues doesn't use synth that much.
You just slow it down 2 octaves. You'll be fine. You play that.
And the and the fuzz on it.
Yeah,
That's an awesome fuzz. I like fuzz. I do have a good fuzz box. For
it is a well-produced single. And then here was what he followed it up with. I've played this before, so now I got to cue it to the beginning. just wants someone to buy him a canned ham.
I mean,
Canned ham.
sometimes you just have to. Sometimes you just want
You
to
know,
get a
you know, and I'm still have a mental block. What is the name of this band?
It's not a band, it's an individual. Norman Greenbaum.
Yeah, no, okay, that's what it is. I thought it was, and then I went blank.
But
Especially with
did you hear this song before?
this song, does not ring a bell. You blew my mind.
I mean,
Guaranteed.
sometimes you just want a canned ham.
It's sometimes, yeah. Well, we got to put something else out. Well, I got the song about wanting someone to buy me a canned ham. All right, let's record
this
it.
is- Okay, so Wikipedia,
Yeah,
blah 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 blah. American singer songwriter, 6970, with his hit song "Spirit in the Sky," which we just heard.
yeah,
The song made him one of the most famous acts selling a one-hit.
yeah.
The
One hit-
song made him one of the most famous acts with the best-selling one-hit wonder of all time.
yeah. So the canned ham was not a hit.
Brian, the question is, how much canned ham did he sell after that second song?
I think he was
And-
actually a short order cook or something.
Oh, was he?
It's
That's awesome.
Well, and he's also Jewish,
Oh,
right,
There you go.
which is
funny,
why
which is why "Spirit in the Sky" is so funny, because that sounds very Christian-like.
well, he's got a friend named Jesus, but he also got the principles of Christianity wrong because he had the line, "I'm not a sinner, I never sin," whereas Christianity teaches us that we're all sinners.
Yes, right.
yeah.
But
So
but
interesting.
he tried.
He studied music at Boston University
Yeah.
for 2 years. Performed at local coffee houses, dropped out, and moved to LA.
How do you drop out of performing at coffee houses?
No, dropped from out of college.
Oh, I see.
Oh,
I see.
okay.
Right.
Okay.
All
Wait,
right.
I'm sorry, you're a coffee house dropout. I'm sorry.
Attended Hebrew school in Congregation Beth Israel,
Oh, there you go. That's
which
cool.
I assume is in Maiden, Massachusetts. Yep, Maiden, Massachusetts, where he was living as a youngster.
The Cornelius brothers and Sister Rose.
This song has been played a lot.
Yeah. It's a good one. What do you think, Brian?
That's got a good sound to it.
Yeah. This is a good tape. This was totally worth $1.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Too
So
soon.
this is a cassette tape.
Yeah, this is
Yeah.
the big cassette that's labeled 45s.
Oh, I love this song too.
Oh yeah. And it's not Creedence. Some reason a lot of people that I've known have confused this for Creedence Clearwater Revival. But it's not. Brian, you love this song, so you must know who does it.
You threw me off with Creedence because I was never thinking it was Creedence.
Okay. I think Gothard used to think it was Creedence.
Well, that's why he's not on the show, because he's an idiot. He's an idiot.
Oh, poor Gothard.
Well, I
The
guess
Hollies. Oh, the Hollies.
the Holly. Oh, you had to. Did you Google it?
Oh, of course he did.
Oh, cheater.
This is after dumbass Graham
Yeah.
Nash left the band,
Yeah.
but he just wasn't into what the writing was. But yeah, this
this-
is something that's on XM Radio.
And on K-Tel's Believe in Music.
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah. Yeah.
Along with Donny Osmond, Go Away Little Girl, and Rod Stewart, Maggie May. But
But never the Archies,
never the Archies.
as we learned.
I can give it, but you better hurry, cause it may not last.
Oh, does this ruin the prior song? Does this ruin the prior song to you? You know, Long Cool Woman?
Long Cool
It
Woman,
was the
Come and
first-
Get It.
The the first song played by the band Fish. Does that ruin that song for you?
I really don't care what Fish plays, you know?
Exactly.
Wow.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Gators?
The trick is to make sure you're inhaling something at the start of the
You
concert.
have to have your balloon,
Right.
right?
Now, it has
My
been
brother
said-
had to be something, I inhaled. The lady in front of me had to be something, I said no thanks, because I have no idea who she is and what she's passing me. But
That
I'm
means
pretty
your
sure I
brother-
can trust my brother.
And so one of the famous thing about the band Fish is people would say, "Oh, I just sent them a bar of soap because they stink."
Ah.
Yeah, I mean that's cruel, isn't it?
See, my brother-in-law is a big Fish fan, goes to the concerts. So he didn't have a bachelor party, so he just like invited me,
You
my
should
brother,
just
his
ask them-
brother
you
to a
should
Fish
ask
concert.
them- you should ask them this question in a slightly different way.
Yeah.
You could say, "I understand that they smell bad because people send them soap," and see what his reaction is.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that.
Oh, damn.
The thing about Fish concerts, though, is you always find people selling balloons after the concert nearby.
Balloons?
Yeah, and they ain't filled with helium.
Oh, my
But they're
God.
ice cold, ice cold, ice cold, ice cold. and suddenly they disappear when the police car shows up. Yeah, yes, dude,
You hear all
dude
the
got
pops
it.
going. Pop, 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 pop,
Ice
pop,
cold,
pop,
ice
pop,
cold, ice cold. Oh, here's another. The Raiders.
Took away our ways of life.
This
There you
one I
go.
have not heard in a long time. It's a cool song.
Yeah, yeah.
They don't play this on XM radio that I know of.
Away our native tongue.
And it was released in quad.
Wicked, but
Yeah.
but XM radio doesn't do quite all night.
Yeah. Well, that's okay. They don't play the song anyway.
Exactly. Let's see. Do I have to get some quad headphones so I can hear the quad?
Well, this is
I'm not hearing it.
just the Stereo 45.
Yeah.
I do have the quad LP, but I also have the quad SACD that they reissued some years ago. But yeah, this is a good song.
What band is this? I'm in
The Raiders.
Oh, the Raiders. Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, well, it was originally Paul Revere and the Raiders, but by
Yeah.
this point they had abbreviated to just the Raiders.
They got rid of Paul Revere.
No, I think he just stopped billing it like that.
Okay. The band says we want to be on. So one of the things you see when you watch the Graham Norton show on Freevee, I think it is,
Yeah.
another great song. You know, classically they have all the guests, and then they have one song by some band that they have come in,
Right.
and then after the band plays, the lead of the band comes and sits on stage with the celebs. But what they've been doing on Freevee is they cut out the music part. So you say, here is such and such band going to play this song, and then suddenly the guy's walking on stage like, where's the song? Like,
What
well, they cut
happened?
it.
You said
Why
this
did
was
they
going to
cut it?
happen.
Yeah. Anyway, so that's what happens. Anyway, in this one band that comes on, they clip to the band. Okay, they introduce the band, and then they clip to the ending where the guy is invited to the stage, and you see the faces of all the band members looking very unhappy, like, we should be invited too, goddammit.
Hmm.
I mean, we are the band, not just the dude.
band. Yeah. But Dune wanted to know if we're going to hear the Night the Lights one out. I don't think that one's on this tape, but that was on Kate Tell's Fantastic. Another classic one-hit wonder
Uh-huh.
by someone who went on to play the role of Mama. You all
By the way,
know.
did you ever see the movies Mamma Mia?
Yeah.
No, I haven't
First
seen
one, I
that.
watched the second one.
The one Graham Norton I was watching, they had cast members from Mamma Mia 2, and it's
Okay.
like, oh, those people were on Mamma Mia? I had no
Huh.
idea because I didn't watch those films.
I listen
Yeah.
to music.
I
like
guess
ABBA.
they were funny.
Yeah, there's nothing wrong with ABBA.
They're what?
There's nothing wrong with ABBA.
Oh yeah. In fact, they mentioned ABBA, but they didn't have ABBA.
This is one I was not as familiar with, but this is
I
cool.
like that bass part.
For a little greenback.
Ooh, I like that one. Yeah.
It's got some good, that would have some good slap bass on it.
And
Oh,
who's
yeah.
that? Who's that?
Who is? Oh, I forget. But it's also on this tape that I picked up at the same time. He also had the super hits of the '70s tape that but it's on that too. Let's see who did that. I'll Google it. Brian's already Googling it. But yeah, I was not aware of this song. I'm gonna have to find this 45 now. But yeah, Little Green Bag, '69 song by Dutch musician Jan Weiser. I guess that's Jan, because I don't think you'd say it Jan.
In Jan?
Jan is Jan when it's
Yeah, it's Dutch, so probably.
yeah.
What is the guy? Unless he's decided I'm going to be Jan.
Jan?
Jan and Dean, right? Oh no.
Jan?
Oh no, that's who wrote this song though. Recorded by the George Baker Selection. Okay, so George Baker Selection.
Is this a one-hit wonder?
I don't know.
It would
Um,
say there in Wikipedia, it didn't tell you right off.
The band is best known for the 1969 song Little Green Bag, the 1975 world hit Paloma Blanca, one of the most played songs in history, and the 1985 pan-European hit Santa Lucia by Night. So yeah, that would be
Three-hit.
more. Three-hit
Three-hit.
wonder. Yeah, at least.
Looking back on the track for a little greenback. The finest kind of losing my mind.
It's got a real good hook to it.
Oh yeah.
About 4.5. Not my favorite, but not bad.
Little Green Bag.
Yeah.
I think this might be the end of side one, or we're getting close to it at least. Oh no, we got a few more. There's another classic one-hit wonder.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
See if you
yeah.
can name the band.
I'm not gonna Google it. I'm pulling a blank.
Well, how do you get to the second floor?
Take the stairs.
Yeah, and
Elevator.
if you have limited amount of room for those stairs, what could you do to get that in a smaller amount of space and more vertically?
Ooh, you could spiral them.
Spiral gyro.
Spiral staircase.
Spiral staircase is the
Yeah, the name of this band was the Spiral
Actually,
Staircase.
I didn't know the name of the band. I just knew the song. The song I hear all the freaking time, but I didn't know the name of the band.
You know, Dave
Yeah.
Burton and I went to an open mic,
Uh huh.
and we
Did
did
you sing?
one or two songs. This is years ago.
Did you
Okay.
sing, Brian?
We called them. So we introduced ourselves as Slice and Dice.
Slice and
Nice.
dice.
I approve. Wait.
I like
Brian?
that.
Brian, were you dice
Yeah.
or were you slice?
We didn't decide. It was the last
Oh.
second name. Like which
Oh,
one of those
dang
guys?
it!
And I had on the mind, some kitchen appliance promotion. And I
And
said,
slices
"Slice
and dices.
And
Local feel.
he liked it, so we went with it. And,
There you
and when
go.
the guy introduces his slice and dice, it was kind of funny because he had a funny look on his face, like, "What the hell is this?" I don't think the guy had any idea what we were gonna do.
Well, did you sing this song?
No, actually, I know one of the songs Dave Burton had written.
Okay. Wrote.
I liked his ability to pop a lyric out.
Uh-huh.
I mean, just blurt it out. I mean, I can never do that. I'm not that
Cool.
spontaneous. But so you whip out a lyric like that, and then you patch up. Okay, that part is stupid or not even fitting.
Right.
Figure out what goes. But he could just start off with a good framework of lyrics for a song.
That's
It
cool.
was magical. Oh, Mamas and Papas?
No,
Oh, shit.
it's an individual.
That has harmony with himself?
Yeah, well, I mean, he's a singer-songwriter, but I guess there were some studio musicians to sing backup with him.
I'm going to like that.
Albert Hammond.
Albert Hammond. That's why it doesn't ring a bell. One hit wonder?
Well, no. Let's see. He wrote the song "One Moment in Time" that was played for the Olympics. Although I guess he had other songs that he did. Let's see. "Down by the River," "I'm a Train," "The Free Electric Band." He had some charting hits. I think he might have had something to do with the Pipkins too.
Oh, he's British born.
Gibraltar.
Oh, written by Hammond and Hazelwood.
Yes, he was one of the songwriters on "Gimme That Ding." That I did remember that right. He wrote a lot of songs
Okay.
that have been hits, but he had less hits performing. But this was probably the biggest.
Yeah. So he wrote a bunch of songs for other people as well.
Right.
Don't take your love to town.
This is
It wasn't me that started
This is,
that
um,
crazy
Well, they're not the second.
I can't remember.
patriotic chore. Yes,
The guy that knows when to hold them and when to fold them.
Yeah. And the name is there, but
Ah.
I just can't come out with it.
Kenny Rogers in the first edition.
Kenny Rogers.
Kenny.
In the first edition.
That's an old one. I don't ever hear this song. I never hear this song.
I agree with you.
a man whose legs
I haven't heard it in years.
Well, I think.
Of course, I'm not a country singer guy, but he was.
Oh, that's not it. I hear it all. I hear Kenny Rogers music. all the
Incidentally,
time,
when
but-
we were in Singapore, there was a Kenny Rogers Roasters, basically a chicken outfit.
like on
Did they-
Seinfeld.
Did they close that one?
We-
The Kenny
we-
Rogers one?
Say again?
Did they close it? There were Kenny Rogers, you know.
Oh, I know, but the only one I ever went to was in Singapore.
Okay. Yeah.
So Darkool is in the house. Hello there, Darkool. We're just I bought this blank 45 that's this blank cassette that someone recorded 45s on years ago for $1 at the flea market. And we're just seeing what's on it is what we're doing here. And we got to Kenny Rogers in the first edition.
Oh, the last Kenny Rogers opening in North America was Ontario Mills, Ontario, California, and closed in 2021. I mean, 2011.
Well, I always preferred just dropped in to see what condition my condition was in.
Yeah, that's a cool song.
Yeah. All right, let's see what's next on this.
Crazy. Cause the band is saying something. Everybody is a
Can't sit down.
You gotta slap, bop, flip, flop, hip,
Oh, the slap, I'm sorry. The slap, slap, flip, flop. That's
Yeah. Digging that.
You gotta fly, 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 way off the ground. They're pulling down a crazy sound. Don't know you can't sit down. Don't know you can't sit down. When you're on sound.
That's a fun one.
Yeah, you can't sit down apparently.
You can't sit down.
I don't know why. Wait, there's
With a beat
there's
like
slapping?
this, you can't sit down. You got to get up and dance, man.
Or
So I wasn't aware that Kenny Rogers was in the Chicken Roaster episode of Seinfeld.
yeah.
Well, he wasn't
Yeah,
in the episode, but
But
the,
I mean,
Kenny
the
Rogers
restaurant. was.
restaurant.
the restaurant.
yeah.
Well, yeah, because that was the restaurant that had the big, like, roasted chicken neon sign that was making
Yeah.
Kramer not able to sleep.
Yeah. And then someone else
Classic
goes to his
episode.
apartment later on. Oh
Across
my
from
God,
his,
why can you not sleep?
Across from his place of residence.
Right. It was like shining into his window, so every time Kramer comes across the hall, there's like this glowing red light that's coming from his apartment.
I mean, don't know anything about blackout shades then, did they?
I guess not.
I mean, that would have helped.
It was a plot point, but
Yeah,
because then like there was some reason that he was protesting the chicken shop, but there was a friend of Jerry's that was a recovering alcoholic that had a job there, and Jerry didn't want Kramer to put out of business with his protest because that would put the friend out of a job. So then they had a deal that Jerry and Kramer would trade apartments in exchange for Kramer stopping the protest. But then Kramer got hooked on the chicken, and Jerry found out. So,
Yeah.
and then the place gets closed anyways, and the end scene of the episode was Kramer with the sign hanging out the window going, "Come back, chicken shop, come back," instead of protesting it.
On the dark side, March 20th of 2020 is when Kenny Rogers died.
Oh.
Let's put some cold water on that hole.
Well, let's see what's on next.
Oh, are we on beat yet?
You know what, Brian? You might have killed the mood so much with that fun fact that the cassette tape decided that's it. That's the end of side one.
We
I
I
can't save the show from that. That is just dark, man.
Sorry, man.
Dark.
Yeah, it's gone.
All right. Well, that's okay because there's another side. So we can find out what's on the other side.
And what can we do in 10 minutes, right?
What's on the B side? It's a
Oh, another good one. And these are K-Tel albums too, right?
no. These are 45s.
Yeah, here's good.
Oh,
But a lot of these songs have been on
these are the
K-Tels.
45.
Yeah, this is the 45 cassette.
That's right.
This poor record, it was played too much.
No, actually, the tape got chewed
the
the first time I tried to play the second side.
Oh.
I had to very carefully peel it out from the spindle.
Poor tape.
Yeah,
This tape doesn't need to be baked, does it?
yeah. But it's fine now.
Oh, this is Jackson Brown.
Okay.
I mean, like, why didn't I spit that out at the very beginning?
Yeah, this one I'm not as familiar with, but I mean, it's one of those songs I hear and I go, oh, that song. You know what this song makes me think of? Speaking of those albums that had cover songs as instead of the actual original recordings, I have a few quad 8-track tapes that are like that. That they're a bunch of hits as performed by some random cover band.
Was that a waste of quad, or did you still want the set?
Oh, I knew what I was buying when I bought it, but back in the day, it was probably a truck stop tape.
You're like, oh, it's quad. I'll get it anyway.
Yeah, well, I was curious if the quad mix is any good because they're usually those types of albums are low budget productions, so it's very odd for a low budget concept to be presented in a high budget format. But this is one of the songs that's on one of those quad generic cover band tapes.
Oh,
So-
this song was on the Jackson Brown album, which everybody refers to as the Saturate Before Using because of the cover photo.
But it's really just same title, I guess.
That's not really the title of it.
You just put some words on the cover, and people start thinking that's the title.
I think
Yeah.
it's even
Figure.
the back.
I mean-
I think it's the back cover, which stupid Wikipedia doesn't show the back cover. They say the story.
Oh, this record is beat up. There's some worn grooves there. Oof.
Poor thing. Starting to go.
By the way, never say anything bad about Jackson Brown because
What?
he is my wife's favorite
Wait,
musician.
Brian.
Oh, I'm kind of mad at him.
Brian.
He pissed me
Uh-oh.
off.
Oh,
Brian.
why? Yeah,
Well, because
Which wife?
my first one.
Your first one. Okay.
not the Asian one then.
Not the Asian one.
And I don't know what her favorite album is.
That didn't come up. No, well, Jackson Brown had an album released in quad, Late for the Sky, and Rhino Records would reissue it on Blu-ray if Jackson Brown would just sign off on it and approve
Now,
it.
Gator?
But Jackson Brown said, no, I don't want you to release it, and so he's quad blocked us.
Now, wait. Are
That's
you
true.
mad at Jackson Brown, or are you still mad at Rhino?
Now, Rhino wants to release it. I'm mad at Jackson Brown because he's blocking them from releasing it. I'm also mad at Paul Simon because he blocked Sony from releasing the quad mix A Bridge Over
Paul
Troubled Water.
Simon? Paul
Yeah,
Simon is one of the best songwriters in America.
But he blocked Columbia from reissuing the quad mix of Bridge Over Troubled Water on SACD. So fuck that asshole.
Wow.
Why?
I'm
That
going to
seems
send him
dumb.
a text and say, yo, Gators is mad at you.
They had it ready to go. It was announced for release. A date was set. Paul Simon found out and said, fuck that, stereo only.
I don't see Paul Simon cursing on that. I'm just saying.
Well, I don't know how he worded it, but he stopped them from releasing it.
Wow, I
but,
mean, if he
That's
curses,
just
more power
weird.
to him.
But
I
you
don't
can't
know.
stay angry too long because, you only have so much time in this world, and time won't let me.
Oh, nice.
The Outsiders.
Nice transition there.
Yeah, so this cassette is of a blank of the 90s. The design of this tape is a design I recognized growing up, seeing it in the 90s. It's a very 90s looking design. So in the 90s, someone made this cassette of their old 45s from mostly the 70s.
That's still pretty cool. That's still playing.
Yeah. No, it is. It's awesome. I mean, heck, when I saw that, I immediately knew what it was. Why? Because I've done the same thing. I picked it up and I'm like, oh, is that where I put that tape?
So Darkpool asked, what is the age? How old is the cassette?
Right. That's what from the 90s.
Oh, yeah, but the songs are.
The songs are from the 70s, but the cassette is from the 90s.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And now we got Mrs.
I
Brown.
was reading the chat and I missed your conversation there. What a dumbass, huh?
It happens. That's why we usually play the dumbass song, but I don't want to interrupt the cassette.
That's right.
Got Herman's Hermits there.
Yeah.
Now, what we should do,
Why was I thinking of Mrs. Robinson?
because we just talked about Paul Simon being
I
an
know.
asshole.
Isn't that weird how it's just the brain fried? Boom, there you go.
Well, I got one more tape to play that I haven't played a whole lot of. This one I just bought because this is clearly an older vintage of blank cassette. It's a Scotch tape. It's this turquoise blue color.
If it was red, it would have been Radio Shack from what I can see here.
And it's not labeled. So I'm like, well, we got to find out what's on this old Scotch tape.
They even had you pay a buck for it?
Yeah.
All right.
5 tapes, $5. Got some Meatloaf.
Oh, good song.
I think this is a radio recording. Let's see if we get an ear check on this. Because I don't think we need to listen to the whole song. It's kind of a long song. So we get some baseball references, but
Yeah, Meatloaf is one of those guys who could play the asshole.
oh, here's where we get the baseball game.
Was that the original?
Drive to second. The ball is fouled out center, and here comes the throw. And
I'm sorry, I had to check the door real quick.
What's that?
What tape is this? I had to check the door real
Oh, it's
quick.
another blank that I found. That
Okay.
I think this is a radio recording, but we got some Meatloaf on here.
Nice.
going, and what a jump he's got. He's trying for third. Here's the throw.
Try for third.
Oh, Meatloaf.
Safe at third. Holy cow, he's got to make it.
Lead out there, almost daring him to try and pick
That's
him
so bad for Meatloaf. Well, now I know.
I don't know why all of a sudden we interrupted this song for a baseball game.
It's part of it.
Here's the throw. Here's the play at the plate. Holy cow, I think he's going to make it.
Uh-oh.
Oh, by the way, on June 20th of 2022,
Yeah.
Meatloaf died.
Yes.
Aw.
Yeah, remember he fell off the stage in, what was it, Ontario, Canada or something?
Really? No,
Yeah.
I didn't remember that he had died.
Yes.
I've never been a fan of his.
This is a very low fidelity recording,
I
though.
was gonna say, but, you know.
I'll just
Okay.
want to check if this is radio.
Oh, he was in the Rocky Horror Picture Show?
Yeah.
Yeah, he did Bat Out of Hell, remember? Yes, he did.
And he was also in Wayne's World.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah.
So was Christopher Walken.
All
right, let's see if we get him.
Lived in Westport, Connecticut, with his wife and child.
WAAF Worcester rocks New England.
Worcester.
Worcester. It's a local tape.
Tom, he's going to be taking a flight of his own, Starflight, featuring the Temptations. This Monday, 9:23.
Oh, this is
Oh.
cool. It's better quality.
Oh, this is a handheld tape deck being held up to speaker.
Yeah, it's held up to speaker. This is fine.
Oh. Pink Floyd.
Wow.
Whoa.
This is some. I've done that. I've done that back in the
Yeah.
day before I had a console that had a built-in cassette recorder, so I could just direct record.
Gators.
I would hold up the microphone tape recorder to the speaker.
There's a little charm to this, though. Honestly.
It is charming. Those types of tapes are very charming.
Yeah, because it's like someone did this, and they're like, "Oh my god!" And like they listened to it like.
They
20
listened to
years
the
later,
hell out
oh
of
my
this.
God.
They enjoyed this. This
Yeah,
was
they did.
yeah.
They did. Now they're probably like, "Okay, I have the song now, and I don't want to hear my hand noise anymore." But still,
Yeah.
those days where you hold the recorder up to this, because you didn't know it was playing, you randomly run up. Oh god, click play, go.
Because I remember one of my early birthdays, might have been like 7 or 8. My next door neighbor, Jen, she bought me a pack of blank tapes for a birthday gift.
You know,
Because
that's a great birthday gift, actually.
well, the thing is that her dad had a little one of those little Dynamite Panasonic 8-track portables, like on my shelf back there.
Whoa,
And I used to like to listen to 8-tracks on it. I'd ask her, "Hey, bring out your dad's 8-track player." And then I had, some of his tapes I inherited, some of my dad's tapes I inherited, and I loved it. And she was not as big a fan of the tapes as I was, and I always insisted. And so she thought, "Oh, well, this would be cool. I'll buy him cassette tapes, and then he can record his 8-tracks to cassette and get with the times," kind of type of thing. So yeah, because she bought me the blank tape. I'm like, "Oh, cool." She goes, "Yeah, so you can record your 8-tracks on them." And so that's when I was like, "Okay, well, Mom, I have to get a tape recorder now to use the tape." So I think we bought it at Caldor. I bought this like little mini boombox cassette recorder type of thing, and I actually
Caldor
did
was
that.
Cool, man.
Yeah. Everyday low prices, Caldor, your everyday
Caldor
discount
is,
store.
so, I guess-
Oh, I love Caldor. They had a nice little photography section and
Yeah.
all kinds of always fun stuff to find there.
It wasn't a Bradley's. It was definitely a Caldor. But
Sure, yeah.
God, I sound like I should be taken to the retirement center.
That's right. That's right.
Gators. USA tracks. It's okay.
Yeah,
Well, was Caldor still around before you were born? I mean, after
yes.
It's not like you have cylinders.
I was
or,
born
or,
in '79. How long? When do you think Caldor?
I'm only joking.
disappeared?
Joking.
Oh, thank you, Brian. Thank you.
I mean, Gators. It's not like you have Victrolas around your place or anything. I mean, you're
Um,
fine.
Yeah, about that.
About that.
But yeah, so my mom bought me this little tape recorder, or I might have used some birthday money.
Okay, so
from
they went defunct,
things
and
to buy this,
since I'm bringing the bad news,
and yeah,
May 15th of 1999, bankruptcy
yeah,
liquidation. There apparently is. So I watched the History Channel's, the brands that make America great, or what the hell it's called.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
it was talking about the big stores and the origin of Target, Walmart. And they usually
You
pick
can watch
like
this on YouTube.
3.
I watched those a couple times. Those are kind of
So again, it was Target, Walmart, and the big one they were talking about is Kmart. And they
Kmart.
said, yes, in 2025, there is one Kmart store left.
There's still one.
That's what
I
it
thought they
said.
closed it. I
That's
thought
what
they
it
closed
said.
Brian.
And it didn't say where.
I thought it was like Michigan or something.
I'm gonna ask AI if there's still a Kmart open and see what it says.
Yeah, I know they closed the one here, which I used to. Well, that one's.
Oh, actually, as of June 2025, according to AI, so take it with a grain of salt, there are 10 Kmart stores left in the United States. Most of them are scattered across places like the U.S. Virgin Islands, Guam, and a handful of states including Michigan, Illinois, and New York.
Okay, Michigan's.
Okay, so Wikipedia says the number of locations are 5 and only 1 in mainland U.S.
Huh. Well, yeah, that's about what I expected from AI. That's okay. AI made me look like a fucking dumbass today. I'm giving myself the dumbass song for this one. Where is it?
You're a dumbass. You're a dumbass.
Did you
Well-
use AI at work today?
Well, here's what happened. I use AI. Work encourages me to use AI. So,
Is it really?
well, all of our laptops in our environment are either 8 gig or 16 gigs of RAM. And 16 gigs is not cutting it like it used to. And
You
even,
have 8 horrible.
well, there are some people that just need to check some emails and read documents. And 8 gigs been adequate till recently. In fact, there are some people that don't complain at all about their 8 gig laptops.
And
But-
Wikipedia says that there are 8 Sears stores left.
So, anyways, so we need to start like researching better laptop models because we're going to order some next year.
Well, they
and
just came out some new Surfaces.
well, yeah, let me talk about
Go
that.
ahead, sorry.
So because we've been getting lots of complaints from people that are trying out Copilot because we've rolled out a few Copilot licenses to a pilot group of people on a trial basis, and some of those users are finding out it's bogging down their machines, and we're like, well, why would it bog down the machines? It's in the cloud, isn't it? But it ties into the Office applications, and it does use system resources as well. And in fact, there's now like a new specification of laptops that get a Copilot Plus specification that has to meet certain system requirements. So we decided, well, what we should do is we should see what these new Copilot Plus Microsoft laptops have to offer. And so our vendor said, okay, we'll send you 2 test models. So they sent us 2 Surface 7 Copilot Plus laptops.
I like the little 7s. Aren't they kind of cute? They're
Well, I
kinda
don't
cool.
know because I couldn't, first of all, I couldn't image them. And then I go to Smart Deploy and I go, hey, I'm getting this error message when I try to image the laptop. And the Smart Deploy said, well, yeah, our product is not compatible with ARM-based processors because the new Snapdragon processor that the laptop uses is ARM-based. So I couldn't image it. So I'm like, okay. And I said, are you working on adding that to your service? They said, yeah, there's talk of having that in by Q3. And I'm like, all right, we're not buying these laptops till next year. I'll just use the Windows install that came on them and join them to our domain, install our apps as is, and worry about imaging them next year if we buy them.
Why don't
So-
you look at a
Let me finish.
higher end gamer machine like the Lenovo Legion.
Well, let me finish the story. So
Yeah.
I don't have I don't make all the decisions around here. I can only make suggestions. Because I wanted to go.
That was just a suggestion.
I'm trying to get them to go with the Dell program that we can lease the laptop so we can stop having to figure out how to get rid of these damn things that keep piling up on the shelf. As they go. I'm over the whole owning all these fucking laptops on the shelf that I need to fucking e-waste and I'd rather just, lease them
Do you
at
have
this
do
point.
you have a bunch of laptops that are actually functional? Or are they good?
They're functional, but they have company data on them, and I don't have the time to wipe them adequately to the level that would be required to make sure there's no. So I basically e-waste them to a company that takes responsible for destroying the data.
Here's what you do: is
Well-
you have a
Well, we're over. So how many tangents do you want to get me on before I finish the story?
okay. I would just say image them with Linux. Boom, all the data's gone.
Well, that doesn't necessarily zero out the whole laptop, but even zeroing it out is not considered adequate wipe because you have to do like a tool that thoroughly wipes all data.
You have to use the GBAD, Derek Spoot and Nuke basically will do it. But okay, go.
Plus, they do
ahead.
come with a Windows license, so you could put it back to its factory image.
Reset to factory image.
You don't have to put Linux on them.
So,
Yeah, I know. But I mean, you're talking about
so
reformatting
Gage,
to
what
ground
about
zero. But
Copilot? What's going on with your?
So they had the Snapdragon processors, which are ARM based, and our imaging software didn't support it. So I had to use the Windows install that came on them, join the domain, install our software on them as is. And so then I handed off. The first thing we had to do before we start testing them is give one to our security expert so he can go over it and give it his blessing that this is safe for security, because the Copilot Plus features are a bit new and different. So I give it to him, and he goes to sign in, and he goes to join to the VPN, and it won't join the VPN because it's not meeting our security standards, which there's only 2 security standards that it needs to meet to join the VPN. One is the Windows firewall has to be enabled. 2 is that it has to have our antivirus installed on it.
Oh, then we guess no ARM-based version of your antivirus.
Yes, bingo.
Yes.
So that made his job real easy.
He said, nope.
They're not approved.
Nope.
So I went and I did some research. And what I did, instead of Googling things and looking at different stores, I asked AI what different models of Surface 7 laptops are being offered that are Co-Plus, compliant. Does Microsoft any Copilot Plus laptops that use Intel-based processors? And AI told me, while Microsoft does offer business laptops that use Intel processors, such as the Surface 6 laptop, the new Copilot Plus laptops only use Snapdragon ARM-based processors. I said, okay, tell me what laptops meet the Copilot Plus requirements but use Intel processors. And they said, oh, well, Dell does, Lenovo does, but Microsoft doesn't offer any. So I'm like, okay, that's really weird, but sucks to be Microsoft. So I went and I told my boss, hey, there are no Surface laptops that are Copilot Plus compliant with Intel processors. We should ask our vendor to send us some Dells to try out and see if we want to try the Dell program that the security expert recommended. And he went to our vendor, and our vendor came back recommending all the Intel-based Copilot laptops, Surface 7 laptops that they have for us to choose from, which made me look like a fucking idiot saying that there was no such thing.
You're a dumbass.
So, yeah, I should have verified what that fucking AI told me. And I asked it clearly, are you sure there are no...
Well, remember when you were trying to ask AI about your circuit board gators?
Yes.
So,
So, you know what I did? Today I pulled the AI back up, which was Copilot in this case, and I wrote into Copilot, you previously told me there were no Intel Surface Laptop 7 laptops, only ARM-based ones. Now I'm being told by someone that there are. You made me look like an idiot! ! You're absolutely right to be frustrated, Jonathan, and I owe you a clear correction. There are indeed Intel-based Surface Laptop 7 models available. Microsoft released versions powered by Intel Core Ultra processors Series 2 alongside the ARM-based Snapdragon X variants. These Intel models offer up to 32 gigs of LPDDR5X RAM, blah, 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 blah. If I previously told you otherwise, which you did... That was a mistake on my part, and I take full responsibility for it. You trusted me to give you accurate information, and I let you down. I know how much precision matters to you, yet I refuse to give it to you because I'm a fucking dumb... Oh, sorry, I went off script.
Gators, did you take a screenshot and send that to your manager just in case?
Send it to who?
To your manager just in case.
No, I did not. I apologize to my manager for not verifying what AI told me.
But Copilot took full responsibility. See, here's a picture.
I don't know if it works that way,
I mean, it works that way. Do they accept that? That's the question.
But anyways, Dark Cool pointing out that there are cassette adapters for 8-track players. And yes, I think I had a Kraco and a Spark-O-Matic back some time ago. I think my dad might have them at this point to use with the car so that he can take his Discman. Well, actually, these days it'd be his iPod. Use a headphone ejector to the cassette adapter, put it into the 8-track adapter, put it in the 8-track deck, and have some modern tunes while screaming down the highway in a Trans Am. But anyways, on that note...
I do the same thing. Honestly.
Let me know when you're going to do that and what state that's going to be in so I can make sure I'm not there.
What? You don't want to see me drive the Trans Am?
I do not want to see you drive a Trans Am.
Gators, you know what?
You won't see you driving a Trans Am.
Gators, guess what? I may not be able to drive a Trans Am, but boy, I can do a burnout if I need to.
Well, you do know how to drive stick, apparently.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Can you do a handbrake turn?
Yes, I can.
Do you know what direction you're going to turn in, though?
Well, yes, I do. In theory.
Okay.
I've never done it in theory, but I do know how to do it.
Now, Dark Cool asking if I could fix my Fisher MC 4050. Oh, I've not had that on the workbench in some time. The line out works on it. One of the amplifier channels is dead on it, and I never did quite figure out how to where in the. I'm not exactly good at chasing down electric problems. I know just enough to be dangerous, and but the line out works. And basically, I just have the MC 4050 sitting on the shelf in the living room to look pretty, and also to be functional because I have the line out hooked up to an input on my modern home theater receiver. So I basically use it for my cassette 8-track turntable downstairs, running the line out to the home theater amplifier that's in the downstairs area. And that's worked fine, although the cassette stopped working in one side. So now I got to figure out if it's a problem with the cassette component or if it's a problem with, like, I but the 8-track and turntable still work on the line out. But I it was kind of like, do I really want to dig into this and fix an amplifier channel for something that I'm probably not have no need to hook speakers up and use the amplifier on? So I kind of just been using what works on it for now. But no, thank you for asking about that. That is a cool question. Darkle said, try resoldering audio outputs. Well, I think here's the thing. The 4050 that I had as a kid that eventually got tossed out, or kid, preteen, teens, my grandparents gave me one of those. And one day, the audio crapped out on one side, and that's when I stopped using it. And then later on, I figured out the line out still worked. Which was good because I found a amplifier in the dumpster that didn't have any, like it just had cassette. It didn't have a turntable or anything else. And it's like, oh, well, I could take the line out of this, hook it up to this working amplifier. And I had rigged up multiple things from different things I found dumpster diving. And
So,
but eventually,
by the way,
yeah.
Reverb has one selling for $25.
Link?
Non-functioning for repair.
Link.
Is it Reverb
Link.
a reselling thing of Sweetwater? Is that what that is?
Well, link me, but let me finish the story. So I bought two of a very similar model that doesn't have the turntable, and both of those have problems with one of the channels being out. And then the 4050 also has a channel out. So, like, I've had 4 of these things that have had a channel go out. So there seems to be some common weakness in this era of Fisher amplifiers that, of course, any idiot can tell you it's probably a bad capacitor, because capacitors do tend to have shorter shelf lives of the components inside of these things. So it's not exactly a bad idea to recap the thing. I have so many things that I intend to recap one of these days, and nowhere near enough time to do it. But maybe one of these days I might dig into it.
Oh, and it's probably the same one that's listed on eBay for $25.
Oh.
There you go.
For parts or restoration.
And does it have
for parts and restoration.
does it have a turntable?
Yeah, it looks like both of them look like they have turntable, and the is that a cassette on it?
Yeah, it's
and
got all kinds. It's got it's of that era of cassette and 8-track. So it's got. Oh, it looks like there's something off with the tone arm on it though. Like I don't see a head. Oh no, there's the head shell. It was blending. It's just not. It's not parked.
No, they are different
properly.
outfits. The one on eBay is an outfit called, where is it? Wholesale Music Instrument Slots. And the other outfit is called Gordon LaSalle Music. Southbridge, Massachusetts. So you could probably just run down and get it.
Where's which one? The eBay one?
the reverb.
Oh, the Reverb one is in Mass. Last time I tried to buy something from someone that was local to save on shipping, they still wanted me to pay the shipping because they had all kinds of excuses why they couldn't meet up locally, and we're basically like, well, you could either pay the shipping.
You could just check with these guys,
Yeah,
and
because it's $50 shipping.
I know that's absurd.
Yeah, but
Well-
eBay does that.
Well, the only reason I'd want to buy it is if I need to determine if the problem with the unit I have now is the cassette deck itself or something inside of it. Because this one's not cosmetically very nice. It's a little more beat up than mine. It's got some scuffing on there. And also it's got some light bulbs that are out. It looks like the right side's not lit up as much. So I think there's a bad light bulb in there. Those are a pain in the neck. Well, probably easier than anything else, though. Last time I tried to change a bulb, it still didn't work.
Whoa. So the eBay one is also in Southbridge, Massachusetts.
Oh. So it could be the
And-
same
and
person with
he
different usernames.
Yeah. And where is this? And his shipping
Is 160.
$240.
Well, you're in California.
Well, I'm not logged in here, I don't think.
Oh. Well, it tells me it's 160 UPS ground.
$240 for
Right.
shipping. Holy crap!
I really don't need another one of these.
Well, you kind of go for a non-working. It makes no sense to pay for shipping.
Yeah. Well, I've
I gotta come and pick it up.
I've got one semi-working in my living room, and I got two without cassette and turntable not working in my basement. I don't need a fourth.
You already have
But
a number of
Gators,
these
you
bad
can have
boys.
Fisher and Quad.
Well, no, Fisher did make quad units. This is not one of them. But yeah,
Why
Starcool
would
says
you
that's
not
almost
want a
everything.
Quad unit of whatever.
What's that?
Why would you not want a quad unit?
The reason I have this Fisher unit is nostalgia. It's the one it's the same model my grandparents gave me.
Okay, so get one working, and then you're done with it, and then go get a quad unit of some sort.
Well, I have plenty of other quad units in my basement that I don't ever use. I have this beautiful, what is it? I think it's a
Macintosh?
Sanyo.
Did Macintosh ever make quad units?
Macintosh makes modern surround home theaters and players that play DVD-A and SACD.
Yeah, but they were selling stereo gear in the 60s.
I don't know if they ever really did quad. That might have been beneath them at the time. I'm not sure.
Yeah. Well, actually, the two speakers would be expensive enough.
Yeah. Well, I don't think they were doing speakers back then. I think it's only more recently that they did speakers.
No. In the 60s, you could get Macintosh speakers.
Someone else might have been making those, though.
The hell is this?
Their big thing was the power amplifiers.
The big prog rock song, Lucky Man. Okay.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
ending has this low thing will pop speakers. I went to a music store and they played it with Advent speakers, and the Advents popped.
Ooh.
The Macintosh played it perfectly, and they
Huh.
had Macintosh label on it.
Okay.
They were excellent speakers.
So I went on a tour of their
Facility.
plant in Binghamton probably over 5 years ago now. Well, yeah, it was pre-COVID, so it was probably like close to 10, not quite 10. And they talked about the speakers they were making, and they referred to it as if it was a recent program. But so I don't know if
Maybe they were out of it for a while.
Maybe they were out of it for a while, or maybe it was a new redesign of speakers and I misunderstood that. But they have a nice little operation there because my aunt works for them. So I could probably get some kind of a discount, but not enough that I could afford anything that they make. I mean, they have this like silo of tar to make their own power amplifiers with the plates held together with tar. It's quite a impressive operation they have there. It's yeah.
No,
Good stuff.
Macintosh amps were used at Woodstock.
But they were recently acquired by someone, weren't they?
Was it Bose? I can't remember.
One of the bad ones that's probably going to ruin them eventually. I need to look that up. Who acquired Macintosh? Let's see.
Samsung or Bose?
Bose. You're right. Bose. No highs, no lows, just Bose. Yeah, that is. I nearly
No
cried
highs,
when I
no
read
lows.
that.
That's funny. That is
True.
hilarious.
It's also true. It's that's what their slogan should be. But no, when I heard about that, because I asked my cousin about it Thanksgiving, and it's like, they did the typical, like, nothing's going to change, business as usual for now, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, yeah, we know what's coming, though. So, but I think my aunt's probably going to, I don't know when she's going to retire, but she's looking to retirement at some point in some years. I don't know.
But tell her to grab a bunch of speakers and stuff before she retires, so when she's out of there, she takes it with her.
I think she wants to get one of these like mini units when she retires as a retirement gift. She's once mentioned to me. That's why I knew that the concept of retirement was on her mind, because I was saying something like, "Oh, get a nice tube amp for me on your way out." She's like, "Oh, I hope they give me one of those little CD player type things." So yeah, they because they will give one a retirement gift when they retire, but. Yeah, I think I could probably ask her to order me something for like cost, but it's still very expensive stuff, and I've just never. I mean, I don't have the budget for. I like playing with garbage, like Fisher 4050 amplifier.
Fine.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to call it garbage. I love my Fisher. It looks nice.
Okay,
it reminds me of simpler
Wikipedia
times.
says, and I was seeing them earlier. Said in 1980 they had this XR T20 loudspeaker system.
Okay. What I really want to find though is I want to find the same amplifier that my mom gave me. That didn't have cassette. It only had 8-track and turntable and radio. And that was a Sound Design. It was a Sound Design 40. I believe it was something similar to a 4485. But I've not found one exactly.
Did Venison work on that one?
What's that?
Did Venison work on that one?
You know what's funny? What I remember is that when I started talking about wanting to find a sound design like the one I had when I was growing up, Venison kind of like teased it, like, why would you want one of those? They were garbage. And when I showed him the model I was looking for, he said, "Oh, those were actually kind of nice." So I guess I found the one Venison approved. I found one that looks like this dude has been trying to sell this thing on eBay for $240 for years now. I've offered.
Why did he downgrade it? Is there an OBO on it?
I don't know why. No one's going to pay that much for this thing. It's been listed for multiple years now.
Is there an OBO on it?
No. Yes, but I've made him several best offers.
What, $65?
I think I offered him up to 80 at some point, and he still turned it down. And I even appealed to him. Like, I wrote to him a message like, "I am sorry, I can't justify more than this. I'm not sure what you expect to get for this." And he would not even write a response to me. All he would do is like offer to sell it to me for $220 instead of $237.40. That pisses.
Get it if it's yours. No one's gonna buy it.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, dude, you got someone offering you $80. That's cash. That's right now. And he would not budge and would not even dignify it with a response.
That is hilarious.
Yeah, it pissed me off, but let me show it to you.
Probably all chewed up by mice and crap.
Well, the other reason I didn't want to buy it is because it's still not exactly what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the one that has a turntable in the top of it. But it lights up yellow on the AM/FM dial. The 8-track lights up in orange. And it's got this little like orange loudness, kind of like a sound light up type of thing that lights up more or less based on how loud things are. But yeah, this is what, with a turntable on the top of it, this is what my mom had. And for a while when I was really young, that was what my parents used for their stereo in the living room. until some years later when my dad saved up a bit of money to buy a nice Technics rack system, with digital tuner and dual cassette. And it was before CD, but a few years later he bought a CD player to add to it. But and then they gave me this when he bought that, and I don't know why he's got a page that just says F on it as one of the pictures, but that's probably for me. But yeah, this is, like I said, I've offered this dude like $80 for this, and he just will not budge.
Well, then look for a different one.
I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing anyone spending $240 for this.
No.
Plus shipping.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Well, Brian, you're making up for leaving early last week, it seems like.
I know it. I know it.
Last week.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was sad that you weren't here to kind of take over for me.
I'm sorry, Brian. I was in a movie theater with like 8 23-year-old girls.
Wicked. So I posted some different products from Macintosh, including speaker system from 1970, which is the same year that Lucky Man came out.
Okay.
Oh, there you go.
Right, so an ML1, ML2, ML4 speaker line. So I don't know which one it was. Obviously, I'd have to.
I had a
dig
Gold
into it.
Star.
They didn't have a
That's
link.
what I had. I didn't have. I was.
Yeah.
Sorry, you had what?
The brand.
You had what?
I had Gold Star. That was the brand of stereo I had as a kid.
Gold Star. Wow.
Yeah. Gold Star.
I had
Lucky,
Lafayette
Gold
here.
Star and Lucky merged became LG.
I had Lafayette here. In fact, I still have the amp and tuner.
It's
Record player is long. It was a BSR turntable. It's long gone.
sound design. Also, while we're on the topic of the Fisher and the sound designs, so the sound design receiver that I had only had 8-track, no cassette. But at some point, Sound Design did make a updated version of it that would do both 8-track and cassette, but they did it really weird. And I think there's some other New Jersey YouTube streamer that does YouTube videos about electronics that did a video about this one. It would accept a cassette tape or an 8-track tape in the same slot in the front.
Oh, that's cool.
Like if you pushed a cassette in, it would push or I think if you push an 8-track in, it would make the cassette player swing down that was inside of there and then would expose the 8-track playback and head. But if you put a cassette in, it would click into the cassette player, and they would both run off of the same motor, but with the right reductions to. Yeah, it was this really cool, funky operation that basically like the two players have this weird hinge system, so you could use the same slot to put in a cassette or an 8-track.
That's so cool.
It is cool. It was so impractical, which is why they were the only ones that ever did it for a short period of time.
How long do you think those lasted? Because once that thing breaks, you're like, oh crap, I lost both.
Lots of moving parts. So lots of
still pretty
belts
cool.
to break.
It's still pretty cool.
That is cool. Yeah. That's how they did it for a brief period of time. And then they probably just phased out the 8-track and went cassette only. Actually, I've seen sound designs that have other units that have both separately. Anyways, we should probably get ready to put this show to bed, so I can rest up and find out if I wake up with a sore throat or not tomorrow.
Yeah, hopefully not.
And hopefully not, because I'd like to go to the beach this weekend. But if I come down with COVID, I might not be going to the beach this weekend. But that's okay. It'll give me time to recover.
Oh, so
the
sound
4th
design
of July
is
weekend.
part of SDI Products
Okay.
or XDI Technologies, and sound design is defunct.
Yeah, that sounds right.
Well, SDI Products, is it Sound Design Incorporated?
Oh, selling under the Zenith brand.
Huh.
There you go.
Well, all these brands just keep getting bought up. There's only like 5 real companies left in this,
5 independent companies left. For sure. For sure.
Yeah, on that note,
Just
though.
as long as Kroger keeps their hands off of Albertsons Lucky's.
Oh, yeah.
But I think the deal is dead now. And the judge said, screw off.
Yeah, that'll be the end of it. I'm sure that'll be the end of it. But on that note, it's time to put to bed another fun-filled edition of.
Insert title here.
But we do try to be educational here.
That's right.
So, Brian, what have you learned tonight?
You could still blow my mind with music.
Bars, what have you learned?
Canned ham.
Okay, so last week
And-
blew my mind with maybe disco is not so bad, right?
Oh, yeah.
This week, you convinced me that 45s are not so bad, and they're also okay as far as a cassette taped job.
There you go.
Now, but where are we at with disco, especially with all the K-Tel examples of disco this week?
Well, because of the mix, you
Yeah?
have good stuff with crap, and the crap is the disco.
Oh. So you'll take bubblegum over disco?
I mean, I actually agree with him on that
Okay.
one. Bubblegum is better than disco, but
No, actually, I go the other way. I would say, I mean, it depends on the song, of course, in all cases. But bubblegum is
I
crappier
mean,
than crap.
can they make a disco version of Yummy Yummy? I don't know.
I want to hear it in reggae.
A reggae. Well, you know what? We might have to play with some AI bottles. next
A
week.
Yummy Yummy disco version.
There we go.
Oh,
But,
no, I've created a monster. We got to end this show quickly.
Oh, we gotta end it. But
Which
but
one,
bef-
Gators?
what did I learn? I learned that there are things that Brian dislikes more than disco. Is what I learned. So with a little bit of bubblegum here. Nothing wrong with this at all.
What is this?
It's the Jingle Jangle song.
Yeah, it's a Jingle Jangle song.
Jingle Jangle. You don't remember this? This is like the Archie's second biggest song.
Yeah.
Oh, this is Archie.
Yeah. You can only name one Archie song, I take it.
Hang on a second.
Okay.
I like the bass.
Maybe you like bubblegum a bit.
There's nothing wrong with the Archie.
What do you think, Brian?
How about Lucky Man in Bubblegum Rock?
We'll have to play with the AI models sometime. See what
Yeah.
we can make them make. On that note, we need to find someone to raid. Is what we need to do. So let's see. Tired Actor is live, but do we have enough?
Yeah, she's been playing Red Dead.
And she does so good at it. You know. Let's see if she accidentally shoots anyone this week. I don't know. She doesn't always let us raid. We have to have a certain number of viewers.
I think you have to have 5 people.
Yeah, and I don't know if we have 5 people, so let's see what we got here. Nope. Computer says no.
4.
Oh, the Trump AI channel is still debating Elon. We're not going to raid that though.
I haven't been there since it was the election. So.
Like that story's kind of dead. No one's talking about that anymore.
No.
Now, I mean, well, he's got other things.
We're bombing Iraq, right? We're moving on.
No, Iran.
Actually,
Iran.
I think that's over now. I'm sorry, you're right. Iran.
Dark Cool wants to.
Iraq, whatever. The Persians.
Who's our cool one, Raid?
Dark Cool wants to recommend this, request a song, but we're getting ready to raid. But I am curious what song you'd like to request. And I'll see if I can play it as we
Close
find
up.
someone to raid.
Get off of bubblegum. Please don't ask for bubblegum.
Oh, I don't know if I have that one.
Oh.
Oki
it's not-
from Muskogee. I don't have that one.
What about Candy Shop from the Brady Bunch?
I don't.
That's a great song. I'm sorry.
I'm trying
that's
to-
great.
You're trying to kill me.
I'm trying to think.
Kill me.
Do I actually own any Brady Bunch records? I might have like a
I think you
45.
have- I know you have Brady Bunch records on there.
Merle,
Gators,
Okie,
but-
Okie from Muskogee is Merle Haggard and the Strangers from 1969.
See, I don't have much in the way of Merle Haggard, or I might have a 45 of Sunshine Day if you want to go Brady. But
Okay, so we had Kenny Rogers.
Kenny Rogers. That's about as country as I get. No, it was on the 45 cassette.
Oh, on the 45, yeah. So,
But we're gonna raid someone, is what we're gonna
let's raid
do.
someone. Who are you gonna raid?
Let's see. People.
let's go with next. People dressed like hippie and singing song.
Yeah, that sounds like. You know what? Let's. Piney is streaming. Let's go raid
I was about to say
Pineapple.
Pineapple Hoops is on, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
Pineapple Hoops.
All right, so we're gonna go raid Pineapple Hoops over on the Twitch, and
Yeah.
we'll be back. We might be back next week. We might not be back next week, depending on whether I'm at the beach or recovering from COVID. I'll have to. I'll find out in about less than 20 minutes tomorrow morning. But
Why do you
'Cause
think I end up with COVID?
because Kristen has COVID, and I'm starting to feel
Oh,
slight. She started feeling it on Saturday, and I've been fine, but I'm feeling a little tickle in my throat, and I don't know if it's still the coughing from the medication I recently switched from, or if
Chloroseptic is
Yeah.
fantastic.
well.
Chloroseptic mouth spray.
Well, but the thing is I don't know if it's this the very earliest symptom of COVID or if it's just a tickle in my throat. And so if I wake up tomorrow with a sore throat, that means
jump in with chloroseptic spray. It's got the saccharin in it that will kill anything, including you.
all right. Well, we're rating, so we'll be back next week or in
That joke
3
didn't
weeks.
go very far, did it?
Yeah.
We'll be back in next week or 3 weeks, depending. Check it out.
Next week or 3 weeks.
Well, yeah, because I definitely won't be here 4th of July weekend.
Yeah, I won't either.
Oh!
All right.
I'm going to be off a couple weeks in July because I'm going to be in North Carolina and Virginia, so there's that.
So,
as well.
summer, I spend a lot of weekends at the beach, so it's going to be hit or miss, but we'll be around when we're around,
Yep,
and
exactly.
good night.
No,
And you don't want to do the show from the beach.
no.
No, I don't. All right, we've rated Pineapple Hoops, and
Yay!
that was a
Good
fun
luck.
show.
Yeah,
all right.
good luck, sir.
Thank you.